Study at Princeton, but a proven convict. I'm more like a Winston and got friends like John Wick. Some spent time in Kingston, others were gone quick. They're just intimate places you can move me from. On my white boy flow, I'm about to drop a doozy, son. Bars hitting heavy like an extended Uzi drum. Only a handful living life they make movies from. 3 sheets to the wind, and I still be spitting better. You can't be fair-skinned and suck at the written letter. They'll never have me pinned, only getting better. Lord knows I've sinned with that forbidden cheddar. Originality can be astounding the game, but it seems auto-tune got you all sounding the same. Time to take your own lane instead of crowding the train. You know pigs saying to me if there's no loud.
Man, that shit smell good as hell, dog. I'm Jamal.
Peace, Silas. So you trying to get something to bring them nerves down too, huh, bro?
Yeah, I figured if I study high, take the test high, get high scores. Right?
Right.
Right.
Tomorrow don't come.
Stay out of the past, that's your business.
Tomorrow don't come. If tomorrow don't come.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, and you'll never be a fag hag.
They're flappy and slappy. They make me very happy. They make me want to bust out into song.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a pair of knockers to make Dutch gag.
I'm scouting the mountains for lactose fountains, memories to make Russmeyer cry.
The sight of your breasts makes me quake. I don't even care that they're fake.
My heart and soul are yearning to feel. I know if I can touch them, they're real. Woohoo!
All you need's a pair of fun bags,
We call them whoppers, poppers, big gobstoppers, Godzillas that will crush you in your sleep.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a leather teddy and a ball gag.
Bazoomas, palookas, guns like bazookas, PS puppies pushing in your puss. How's that for alliteration?
All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags.
You're mighty, I'm morphine for your attention. Big Ranger, so cool. Wish you would backflip my way. Love the way you turn bodies to go. Wish it was just me and you. I wanna fly away on your pterodactyl, and with you by my side, I'll win every battle. You kick so much ass, I wish that you were mine. Pink Ranger, it's morphin' time. Red Ranger, fuck that guy. He's not even cool. Green Ranger or white, make up your fucking mind. Big Ranger kicks away my blues. You make me wanna hide and lose. I wanna fly away on your pterodactyl, and with you by my side, I'll win every battle. You kick so much ass, I wish that you were mine. Pink Ranger, it's morphin' time. I wanna fly away on your pterodactyl, and with you by my side, I'll win every battle. After 10,000 years, finally I'm free. Pink Ranger, dear Kimberly. Ow!
Hello, I'm Soldier Boy. Did you know drugs and drug-related crime have become a nationwide problem? All across America, drugs are destroying people's lives. But you don't have to be a superhero to fight back. Because your superpower is just saying no. So when someone offers you drugs, you tell them Soldier Boy said taking drugs is not cool, and anyone who does is a loser. Remember, real heroes don't use drugs.
Welcome back. We're coming live from the basement again. Tonight, though, I am alone. We got Zazzy off at Snazza. Drew had some family stuff to take care of. And, of course, Ryan's always up in the chat staring at you. So, yeah, I want to welcome Corn Nips and Rusty Pride. Thanks for contributing to the Dab Challenge. As well as welcome Boogie Woogie. Appreciate you coming out and saying hi to us. So yeah, the dab challenge, that's new, and I like that everyone already knows what it is and is contributing. But I really want to get Ryan and Zach high, and as we've seen, I can do gigantic dabs, but sometimes they can't. So yeah, when we're done this dab challenge, and when I get back from my secret work with Snazza, I'm going down to Florida to work with them a bit. We're going to do massive dabs. So the dab challenge is, I'm not even sure how you guys see it, but you're able to contribute your channel points. And if we hit our goal inside of the 21 days, just channel points, no extra, there's no money or anything, just the things you get for free for being in the chat. And yeah, at the end of it, if we hit our points, which I have no idea, nor do I remember exactly when they will, like how many we need. But yeah, I will do 1 gram dab, a 1 gram dab, and Ryan and Zach will each do a ½ gram dab of their own. So we'll do 2 full grams between 3 people. And if you just click, yeah, Corn Nips knows. Really, we're just physical representations of Corn Nips anyways. We're his physical AI. He allowed us in the real world. Thank you. Bongo time to everybody hanging out with us. Let's get started. See, yeah, we need 69,420 points. Of course, tonight, as every night, we were smoking stuff from Mad Dab Labs. And all of our glassware comes from liquid chrome. A whole bunch to talk about tonight, but we're also going to be doing the electronic nail tonight in honor of our dab challenge. So I'm going to turn that on, and we are set to, what are we set to here? Oh, we are set to almost 1,000. We are not smoking anything tonight that needs 1,000, so we're going to bring that temperature back down to like the 610 mark. Let that sit. That'll heat up real beautifully right there. And we just drop dabs in and hit it all night. Yeah, so that's what's going on right now. And 4K a week? Oh, just... yeah. Well, I mean, it's not going to be a hard target to hit, and that was the whole point. And we gave a whole bunch of days to do it in. Zach and I sat here and said there's usually about 10 people in the viewing us, and if everyone gave 2,000 points per stream, it would only take, what? Damn, I just lost me. 7 streams total, and that'd be the rest of it. I think that's how we work the math out, or we just randomly pick 69,420. Which you'd think there'd be more math done when you got a physics guy, but who knows these days, right? I did get some secret correspondence from Snazza, secret NASA. So Zazzy will be joining us on camera again next Monday. He will be done his stint underground doing a secret physics project for NASA. Yeah, and that's going to be really exciting, in which case we're going to be covering a great film, well, a new film from Cronenberg, and maybe more than one of his at the same time. But next Monday we're going to be going over Crimes of the Future, Cronenberg's newest look at humanity and where it's leading. But tonight we're covering a couple movies that I love. I had so much fun watching these. I know Drew is sad that he's not here to be able to join us. But tonight we're talking about Bloodsport, one of my all-time favorite movies. I've been watching this movie since I was a child. It came out when I was 6, and by the time I was 7, I'd already seen it a bunch of times. Which news, Corn Nips? Twitch news. What happened with Twitch? Now you're not worried. While you're typing that out and telling me, I will check the Cutting Edge and Drunken Master, the 1978 classic Drunken Master starring Jackie Chan, which he reprised that role in 1994 with The Legend of the Drunken Master. A shower stream? Like a full naked, she lathered herself up shower, or like she wore a bikini and poured water on herself? I'm not looking for videos of it, and nor do I want to see either way. I am just curious which one she did. In swimsuit, okay. I was just like, hey man, maybe Twitch just threw all the rules out the window and said, fuck it, just do porn, have fun. But apparently not. Also, the reason we don't get flagged for any of the shit we do is because ours is just automatic 18. We figured that out later. Anyways, I am impressed that she decided that she was going to do full shower streams. That's kind of awesome, I guess. So yeah, we have the 1978 Drunken Master starring Jackie Chan. And then we have this weird little film that was suggested by Beef Nips, the father of the Nips family. The monarch of the Nips, if you will. And he suggested The Cutting Edge, and it was a surprising suggestion. As the Discord last night, I was really stoned. I was watching The Cutting Edge, and to be honest, it is a very heartfelt, heartwarming movie that we are going to talk about. Oh, well, thank you for adding to the Dab Challenge, Boogie Woogie. Here's a bongo time for you. And, of course, since you're using channel points for the bongo challenge, or the dab challenge, we will count it also as a dab time. No matter how many points you give, I'll count it as a bongo time as well. Which, again, keep in mind, I'm alone tonight, so we'll have fun either way. I don't mind being that high. So, I haven't seen Beef Nips in the chat yet, so I think I will wait and see if he shows up a little bit later. So let's talk about Jackie Chan and the Drunken Master. As I said, 1978, he comes back to reprise his role in The Legend of the Drunken Master in 1994. And I mean, this movie has it all. This movie, as far as if you're into kung fu films, the slapstickiness around the fights, the beauty and the perfectly orchestrated fights in this film, like, this absolutely makes sense as a film that I now remember back watching when I was younger. Maybe not on repeat the way Drew had done it, but essentially the story is the son of a martial arts or a kung fu master, Wei Feng, has disgraced him and is being sent to the Drunken Master, Beggar So, to be trained. You feel like, you know what? A lot of people watched the 1994 and then were introduced to the 1978 because, I mean, it wasn't a theatrical release here. It was in, I don't even know if it was in every store, but it's such a great. You know what, though? This one does. I mean, I get that it's campy and it's over the top, but if you've seen a lot of kung fu movies or if you've even seen a lot of Asian cinema, think of it in the same realm as our westerns where the oh my god movie. I'm never answering you. You'll never know. If I have them, I'll never wear them. I will put them in my vault. And maybe I don't even have them. So, live with that. She was talking about a pair of boots in Destiny. No, they're jumping. They I don't know, they had jumping or something. If you go see Zur today, I guess, you could go get them. Which, there's a website called Where the Fuck is Zur? Wrecked stream. Well, you know what? I'll bring the stream back. I'll save it. This was asked for in the advance. This is for Corn Nips.
He was always a little crazy, right up until the end. He spent all day in the forest with imaginary friends, until one day his mental health, it took a real downfall. He said, I hate all of my friends, and I want to kill you all. Christopher Robin. Christopher who? He wants to kill Winnie the Pooh. Christopher Robin. Christopher who? He wants to kill Winnie the Pooh.
There we go. More ankles for Beef Nips. So recently, a friend of mine dropped off something, which is actually the whole reason why we're doing the electronic nail today, is because he dropped off some just beautiful, beautiful hash rosin. that, only a couple dabs. I already did a couple early. We're going to do another one right now. Hope I'm not being too quiet. There was some worries that we're a little quiet the last stream. Tarantino homage? Oh, no. I thought because of the kung fu, but no, yeah, the feet. Yes, I guess so. It is. Scotty. Scotty. And Scotty also on YouTube. So thank you for being on both, and I'll do that bongo time right now, and then we're gonna do a dab. But yes, lots of ankle love on Twitch. But yeah, so we're talking about Drunken Master. This film has some of the best choreographing for a martial arts film that won't be surpassed probably until like Bloodsport or Jackie Chan again in the 90s as he redoes it. Well, I'm hoping it's a little better tonight. Like, I'm right on it. It's right in front of me. It's only me talking. I'm trying to be very direct. However, I know Drew is a little lower, and we're going to work a little bit that he kind of talks at me and not enough at the mic. I do it sometimes, too. However, with some new developments with our other studio, it actually looks like I'm going to be able to bring home a lot more of my equipment here and use some of it. So we should have individual mics by the time I get back from my time at Secret NASA, doing some engineering work. All right, so this is Trop Cookies Hash Rosin from, Three Ninjas had some great choreography. And if you don't know what Three Ninjas is, I don't think you can watch this channel. All right, let's get this in us. Oh my God, that's so good. Ooh. Damn. Rocking out that hash rosin. That was just, that was beautiful. And now, just give your little shatter batter into your thing. Cleans that right out, bubbles up, and then get this in there. Pick up any leftover dabbage in there. And see, get a little bit of dirt out, nice and clean for the next one. Yes, Three Ninjas was great, and it's funny because I was probably, I was at the top age that that film was made for. I was in, Kickback wasn't that bad. No, it's really, really bad. But I was right around the age that I was like 12 or 13, so it wasn't really meant for me, but it was still like a movie I could watch. But, yeah, this film, as we often do, this film, Drunken Master, man, what a great pick on Drew's part. But this is one of the few that, if you watch this channel enough, you know I do not watch movies with subtitles. This is just, not the fact I can't read, but when I watch a movie, it is about the visual experience. It's about, I like a pitch black room. I like a good sound system, and I like to be high so I don't pay attention to anything else but the film. I want to be engulfed by it. I want to use, I want to be part of everything going on in the movie, and subtitles tend to take you out of that. However, a film like this, not as much, because the choreography is so great. There's very little talking during the choreography, and honestly, you can kind of just get what's going on in this film by the fighting, by what's happening in the moment, and I think that's where sometimes it gets this idea of Chinese and Japanese film of that era is campy. But in reality, I think they realized that they were attempting to make it for a larger No, I hate subtitles. Okay, listen, I don't care if subtitles are on. I just hate films where I have to watch them. So, I know, right? Okay, listen, there's a difference though. Rewatching Marvel movies over and over again, yes. On rewatches, I do leave subtitles on some of the rewatches, and with my mother-in-law actually being deaf, my subtitles are always on. I just don't have to read them. It's when you're watching a film in another language and you have to read it. I don't mind segments of films, but when the entire film is there, you end up missing some of the best action and some of the best visualizations because you just can't understand what they're saying without reading it. And I mean, I don't want to watch everything twice. I think I watch enough twice as it is. Oh, right. I said if I meant to do this, though we don't normally drink on air, since we're doing Drunken Master, I felt it appropriate that I at least have a beer while doing Drunken Master. So maybe I'll be a better streamer while I'm drinking, like he is a better martial artist. It's a very cold beer. Ooh. There we go. So, Drunken Master follows the tale of a son of a kung fu master. He is discredited, or he's disgraced because there's a weird incest subplot in the beginning where he hits on his cousin, gets the shit beat out of him by his aunt. It's David Lifted Leahy. Thank you very much. Gets the shit beat out of him by his aunt. Like, this all happens in the first few minutes of this movie. Like, there's a fight scene almost every, 45 seconds to 2 minutes. Like, they're kind of... And it's really good fighting. Like, it's Jackie Chan. Yeah, this is where he crafted his unique style of... Oh, right. I said I would use those as bongo times. You may have to remind me of things once in a while. I love that on Twitch, though you're the streamer, you rely on the people watching the stream to help operate the stream. It's a neat setup. Hey, Bee's Knees, how's it going? Bongo time for you and for Leahy's channel points. And if you're just joining, I will let you know what we're doing here. We are discussing our movies of the week, which, if you were here last Monday, we picked Bloodsport, Drunken Master, and The Cutting Edge. I had a whole bunch of Sleeman here, which is a local Canadian company, and we do other things outside of just this channel, like events and parties and such. Hello, Vera Life had a Greyhound bus mobile smoking lounge. Oh, that sounds like an ad and a name, and I didn't get it till I read it all. Ha, that's funny. Over on YouTube there. But, yeah, so we're covering that. And then, of course, Beef Nips, great pick. Cutting Edge, which we're talking about. I'm going to save it for last unless Beef Nips jumps in the chat, and then we'll do it next. All right, so... Sorry, we were saying about the Bush, yeah. We're normally actually, a couple things we do event-wise is actually sponsored by a large beer manufacturer here in Canada named Sleeman. Check out Sleeman Clear. We don't talk about it a lot on here because this is all weed content, but we do have large parties. We have large... yeah, we have large parties and events as well with music and stuff. You guys have seen our live stream. And, there's a beer company that gives us a bunch of free shit for that stuff to give away. Speaking of which, we actually signed another band for the 420 event in spring. I know this is way in advance, but something that we haven't been forgetting to talk about is that this Saturday we will be streaming. I'll be interviewing a band named Not That I Care. They're a local Barrie band. They're an all-girls band. Awesome, fun, grungy, punky. They're so talented. Right before the dark times, they won a local battle of the bands that I was sponsoring and judging. And so now that they're out there working hard on it, well, I do realize though that this year for the 420 show, Sabrina will be live during our time, but I will be okay if you guys are watching her for that period, but we'll have a bunch of live music, and we just signed a band called Tangents, which I've done music videos for and with, and we can show one of those at some point. But this Saturday, 8 o'clock, we will go live just before then, show some of our regular music videos, and then maybe some of our interview stuff. And then we'll be going live with Not That I Care. They'll do a set, we'll interview them, and then they'll do another set. And we're hoping to get this series started and going where we're doing it once a month to start, And hopefully by the winter, we're doing it every Saturday night out of Smokingham Palace, which is another one of our locations. If any of you watched the 30 going on 30 or 30 going on 13 streams, that's Smokingham Palace's studio area, and we're going to be going out of that. Yes, this exact channel. And our goal here at this channel, though it says Movie Club, which is why we changed the title for different things, is that we plan on having a whole breadth of different entertainment on our channel that isn't just this format. So Zazzy is going to start streaming 7 Days to Die. Most likely that'll be a very late night stream. I'm gonna guess like 1 to 4 in the morning, and you'll be able to use channel points and stuff to Wicked. You're going to be able to use channel points and stuff to screw with him, and we'll get Drew to do it, and we'll all get together and do it, and then we'll start having music. Once, like, music isn't going to be permanent, we have to get the viewers, we have to get the people interested so that the bands want to come and do it. But we do have a handful of bands that we know are going to do it. And I mean, every week will be different types of music. So, you know, this week coming, we're going to have, like I said, punky, grungy, all-girl band. And then we're probably going to have 30 going on 13 on. Yeah, and then as we, like, I'm directing a documentary currently about a local coal ship that, it was built by the same company as the Titanic and has the same motor, or same engine. Yes, we talked about doing Destiny 2 streaming, maybe. And next Wednesday, will actually be the first time that Zach is doing 7 Days to Die. Yeah. And I will be playing 7 Days to Die, so if everyone wants to join us, I'm excited to game with all of you. Oh, and actually every once in a while we watch some of them on here, and I like to watch some of them on here every once in a while because, we need to show our content as well. If you want to check us out on YouTube, it is the same name, Stay Lifted Productions. Most of you are aware of that, but we also have I have written and directed multiple music videos that I don't need to bring up right at this second. Okay, way off topic now. But yeah, that's what's coming up here, and we'll talk a little more about that later, that we're going to have music this weekend. Zazzy's going to start streaming gaming. And, I'm sorry, we're already stoned, and now I'm drinking beer. Time for a ripper, you right, Draws? I'm getting in there. Don't normally drink on this channel. Those that even know me in person know that I like to drink like once a month, and when I drink heavy, and then I don't do it again for a long time. It's more fun that way. But since we're talking about Jackie Chan's Drunken Master, I'm cracking a beer, and here's a Bongo Time for Drawson. There we go. My words should slow down a little bit. And that is why we are Stay Lifted Productions, Scotty Mags, is because we do a lot of different types of productions here. And so I think I can almost close the book on Drunken Master because, again, it's a well-written, all the fight scenes are beautifully choreographed. I even like it's really beautiful just to watch. It's great scenery. And I think it's really funny that it's alcohol that makes him the best. Now, in my short time studying some martial arts when I was in my teens into my mid-20s, I did get the chance to train for a couple weeks with an actual teacher or sensei from Okinawa. And he did something similar, but I think it was more of a joke. And I think that over there they might actually spar more intoxicated. Like they'll drink some wine and spar. The way that we get drunk at a bar up north, and friends will fight over dumb shit and then buy each other a beer. So yeah, he took us out drinking, or I took them out drinking the first night he was in town. And when we were all done, because I worked at the bar and I was all proud, and I was the only other person besides the owner of the dojo and my buddy who helped him run it and teach there. I was the only person that got to go, so I got us like a little private room at the bar I worked at in Collingwood, and we drank. Like I got the bar owner Frank, his buddy, a friend of mine at the time, Frank Cross, to order in some sake, and yeah, we got really drunk, and then they wanted to go to the dojo, and I'm like, what? And he beat the shit out of me, like fun, like we sparred, but like I could not keep anything together. So the next night, I'm like, fuck you, I ain't drinking with dinner. This ain't happening. And I still ended up having a couple drinks, and he didn't make a spar. So the last night, I trusted him again, and then they all kicked my ass again, and it was fun. Like, but yeah, like, did you? Right, I forgot you travel. I don't want to out what your career is unless you want people to know that. But yeah, so do you know did you meet a lot of people that studied their whole life in martial arts, and did they indeed purposely train drunk to be better at their art? Drazen. Okinawa and Greece are the only two places on the whole planet that I've wanted to go that I have not been yet. Thank you for contributing to the dab challenge. And that's kind of what I got from when he was here. Like, they just like to drink, and they can. Yeah. Well, I've been in the Mediterranean region. Like, I've spent a lot of time in Italy, building some technology there. In a past life, not actual past life. I'm kidding. I don't believe in that stuff. I mean, like, before I did this stuff, about 4 years ago. And yeah, I'm Italian and French. I absolutely love the food in Italy. It seems like it'd be heavy, but man, it's so light. Like, you can eat forever there and not feel it. It's just so weird. And we got a Bongo Time redeemed, so I guess I'll hit that up right now. Soon be time for another dab. Oh, that one was heavy on the lungs. I guess I'll take the last of that beer to the drunken master. Now, okay, listen. There's a couple things in Italy and Italian food that don't actually exist that everyone else thinks does. Alfredo, not really a thing. Though they have, like, they do a lot of cutlets, but they don't really do, like, what you would think of as a chicken parm that way. Like, I don't know, it's weird. It was much different there when I was there. Like, a lot of the foods we think of the way they are presented to us, like, growing up Italian, right? Like, my grandmother was born in Italy. And I grew up learning her recipes and stuff, and it's a lot more home cooking than you'd think. It's a lot more seafood. Than we think over here with a bunch of heavy red sauces and stuff. Like, I didn't get offered a red sauce at any restaurant we went to. I got offered a lot of oil-based sauces. Cacio e pepe is one of the best dishes in Italy, and it's just literally olive oil and pepper in a pan. You leave a bit of water with the pasta. Like, takes an art to get the feel right. And then you just fill it up with Parmesan and keep spinning in the oil with the starch in it, combined with the pepper and the water with the starch in it, combined with the oil and pepper and the cheese, and it just makes the most luscious, rich, beautiful sauce ever, and it's only a handful of ingredients. Damn. I did not get to that side. I was in the country. I was on the north side of the Ring. The Ring is this kind of highway that wraps around Rome, and it's really hard to get out of, but after you do, it just becomes this really beautiful countryside. Bee's knees, I am sorry for making you hungry. But I mean, my weed's kind of making me munchy too. So, since we're going to talk about bloodsport last because it's my favorite, but listen, okay, you've traveled like I have. So you understand a couple things about the world. First off, every major city that has an international airport looks the fucking same. Like, the banners might be different, the language might be different, the hieroglyphs might look weird, but I mean, they all look like Toronto. When you get to LAX, is probably one of the only different ones because it's all flat land. There's not really a city right there. But I mean, if you land in Heath, you land in JFK. You land in Italy, in Rome, in Japan, like all the major airports, the cities, no matter where you are in the world, identical. And that's for a reason. It's kind of like they've made airport cities like McDonald's. There's only a handful of them that really, really stand out. Like Texas, like Fort Worth. That is fucked because it's the only place where like the airport owns more land than like the fucking state. It's really weird. They own all this land, and I worked with so many companies and all the businesses. Like, you can drive for something like 100 miles, and or not 100 because that's kilometers. I'm thinking like 50 miles in any direction, and you haven't left the airport. Technically, where the airport owns the property, which is really weird to rent a car and spend that much money on it and never actually leave the airport property. But that aside, we get a lot of weird stuff in YouTube. Sorry, I've got to hide user on this channel. Hide user on this channel. Sorry, it got weird in there. All right. The Cutting Edge. I am almost embarrassed to admit how much I enjoyed this film. I'm pretty sure all of YouTube is bots. At least the bots on Twitch, like all of us being corn nips, we are corn nips. Yeah, at least we're all have personalities. YouTube's just keep advertising the same stuff over and over again. But Cutting Edge, Olympic gold medal potential hockey player, and he's got I'm a chappie. He's he's your typical 90s fun hero that is a little irresponsible but the best at what he does. I feel like the same archetype but more dirty you'll see in Ski School, or the one cool guy that's on the geek side on all those movies. So he's kind of your fun hero, but he shows up late for the Olympics, and I mean, they don't just tell the story. Like, I thought they were just going to get him kicked out for drinking or not showing up on time or something, but no, they wreck his career by having the mean, I think, Russian team just hammer his head into the boards until he's blind partially in one eye. So a bit of a brutal story right off the hop there. Dee Marie, welcome. Bongo time for Dee Marie, and she called for one. Well, it's really welcome, Dee Dee. In case you forgot, we're covering The Cutting Edge, Drunken Master, which we already talked about, and Bloodsport. Dee Dee is best VIP. So what I found really interesting about The Cutting Edge, though, is that they told that story that kind of foreshadows a lot of what the NHL's talked about after 2002, what they were talking about like after Eric Lindros's career. In that, are these games too violent? And since those points, and they've changed some of the rules, the games have become all owned by the little guys that can skate fast and do all the pretty stuff. So this movie kind of did this way in advance of what the topics we were talking about. And, kind of like the way in the news and what we're talking about with the NFL right now, or have been for the last decade, about the brutality and use of life that, who cares how much they get paid if they're just brain dead when it comes time to work. I am Leahy. I am Leahy. I am a bot. Hi. Welcome, Ben from Some Hemp. Smoke along, hang out with us. So, yeah, this movie seems really socially aware of a problem. And, and then they tell a secondary story in the female lead of this in kind of the overtraining and abuse of young people going into the Olympics. Like, they really are kind of like with the, if you guys remember the Russians, there was the whole controversy of a bunch of Russian gymnasts at one point. If I'm remembering, I'm paraphrasing a memory, but they like, these girls were abused. I don't mean like anything sexual, like they were like kind of physically abused. Like their lives were kind of horrible. Their hormones were all over the place. They wouldn't get their periods until they were in like 30s. But yeah, so they kind of tell both of these stories in what's just supposed to be a romantic comedy, and that's all in the first few minutes of the movie. And in that, it feels slightly ham-fisted, but not bad. Like, I genuinely kind of liked that they were telling these stories. Whereas a movie of today might feel a little more woke, or, you know, it might not feel as smooth. This one felt like it had a point, it got to it, and then it moved on to the lovey-dovey stuff. And then you just get a classic tale of the grizzled guy and the prissy girl fall in love. It is no different than Overboard, Bird on a Wire, all of these millions of films that do this exact same storyline. Hell, even Spaceballs does this exact same archetype. Grizzled hero, prissy princess. So, and I guess to a much lesser extent, Han and Leia. But yeah, so from there on in, it's pretty atypical. It's got the same tropes that all of them have. But since it's told from hockey and figure skating, a thing that my wife and I both like, figure skating is awesome, man. Like, those it's kind of cool. Like, I don't know. And, you know, I've been a hockey fan and played hockey, so yeah, this movie kind of checks a bunch of boxes for kind of a perfect 90s rom-com that actually said something in the first 10 minutes. And kind of ends with saying something, I think. I was pretty high by the end of it, so as James said at the last stream, sometimes I write part of the script for the screenwriters, so I could be wrong. But yeah, to break it down, Beef Nips picked a movie that was kind of heartwarming, and I genuinely enjoyed it, so this dabs for Beef Nips. I mean, as I prep this up, we've had some good fan picks, as we call them. I reach out and say that they're fans, but you guys are here. And I'm going to cut just for a second and show another one that we did of a fan pick.
Tits up, top down. Hit the speed bumps going downtown. Cadillac flapjack slapping in the breeze. You can hear me scream. Whoa, whoa. Tanning cannons baking in the sun. Rubber buggy bumpers bouncing round for fun. Skirver servers spraying like a Tommy gun. Killer rat, killer rat, killer rat, killer rat, killer rat. Cream puffs, cupcakes, super big gulp, vanilla milkshakes, big raw busters ripping at the seams. You can hear me scream. Whoa, whoa. Tanning cannons baking in the sun. Rubber buggy bumpers bouncing round for fun. Skirver servers spraying like a Tommy gun.
What? That clip is courtesy of Zazie and Dee Dee. And dab time for all of you guys. Thanks for hanging out so far. Yes, and she does get humbled. And now, Beesneys, did you already know this film, or is this a film that you watched along? And I'm always wondering how many of you end up actually watching along or know the films we're talking about when we're talking about them, or are you just here for the ankles? Rubber baby bumpers because of children breastfeeding. I'm not, as far as I remember it. Sometimes you gotta take that deep breath. You just gotta break the lungs open from the shatter. So that's I'm open to more discussion from the crowd, but again, thanks for hanging out, Charles. I think I'm gonna need a fan pick for this week, and yeah, so we might need chat to help us out with an additional pick this week as well. So if you guys start thinking about it, so far we are doing David Cronenberg's new film, Future Crimes of the Future. Sorry. So if we have a fan pick, you guys can we'll do some sort of chat thing if people want to pick. Oh yeah, I can't imagine anyone's here for my actual insights. I'm just a stoner that watches too many movies. And wow, we appreciate Daddy. Dee. And the original. Drazen, no. Not you two. Well, you've been here before, so you know what. Yeah, come on. It will never be that, no matter what happens. I can promise you that, at least. But yes, thank you, Dee, for bringing everyone with you, and for the Zazzy ankles. No. Yes, I kind of did by accident. So, actually, before we talk about Bloodsport, there's a whole bunch of new releases. We had some stuff drop in the last, I think, 13 hours total. So we're going to jump to a trailer while I attempt to untie my tongue from saying things like Daddy instead of Dee. But hey, come on, I'm the only one talking tonight. Normally there's 1 to 3 other people with me. So yeah, I've got some stuff queued up. I think it's this one. Oh, right, there's no other screen right now, so now I have to do a quick... Oh, no, that wasn't this one at all. Wow, So, if anyone's been paying attention to Discord... Oh, wow. That's weird. We have that tunneling effect going on. But that was not intended. Oh, right. I have to set this up differently. Shit. Sorry. I only have one screen attached right now, so it is all kind of different. So I have to add something new instead. What is happening here? Done. Okay. I want to add... Not screen capture. I'm going to close and throw a video up while because again, normally we have more than one screen, so this doesn't work this way. So here's my band playing a cover of Darkwing Duck's theme song.
Let's get dangerous.
tomorrow don't come. If tomorrow don't come.
Of course. Hello, we're back. Sorry, I had to reattach the screen. We blew a video card and I had to move some equipment around, so. But we got it all figured out, and I now, for the Star Wars fans out there, want to show you the new Andor trailer. So if you've been... Actually, let's first do a Bongo Time. Thanks for waiting through the videos. I just realized that something changed in the setup when I did that. So I'm going to have to go... Oh, right. That's why. A little further. There we go. Perfect. It just changed the aspect ratio on my screen, so I have to kind of move stuff around so I can read everything again. There we go. That I did not produce. I am doing B-roll and helped with it. I was on set and some technical, helped with some lighting, but that was shot by an individual named Brett. Kind of a thing, but we do have a couple that we can show a little later. Thanks for hanging out through the technical difficulties.
I'm a pro. That's what pros do. I'm a professional. Look it up in the book.
And here is the new Andor trailer.
To steal from the Empire? To just walk in like you belong? They're so proud of themselves. So fat and satisfied. They can't imagine that someone like me would ever get inside their house.
Cassian Andor. The Empire is choking us so slowly. We're starting not to notice. What I'm asking is this. Wouldn't you rather give it all to something real? I need all the heroes I can get.
For the greater good.
Call it what you will.
Let's call it war.
There's fermenting out there, son. Pockets of fermenting.
You're in my net. Are you a fish? Or are you a thief? You're slipping.
I'm not slipping. I've just been hiding for too long.
As long as everyone thinks I'm an irritation, there's a good chance they'll miss what I'm really doing.
What are you really doing?
This is what revolution looks like.
I'm tired of losing.
So, Scotty, to answer your question, your life is not a lie. Endor is the forest moon around, or the reference to the third or sixth episode. Andor is where Cassian is from, and where he fights his part of the rebellion. So so Endor is the forest moon of the Ewoks, and Andor is a, I think, heavily tropical planet. I'm not 100% sure. Like Asian tropical, you know how it's like kind of muggy and very humid, and yeah, so that's the difference. One refers to the Rogue One movie, one refers to Episode 6. So we saw Saw Gerrera in there. We saw the mean woman from the 9th film that makes no sense at all. Okay, can we just talk about like the general that takes over for Leia when she dies in the 9th movie? Yeah, because Han, Luke, then Leia. So yeah, when Leia dies in the 9th movie, and I don't care if I spoiled it. None of you are going to watch it if you haven't seen it at this point. Okay, so first thing I have to say is that there's less sand, okay? And I agree with you, MC, that, it's amazing how their climates are uniform. Like, water planet, fucking sand planet, fire planet. Like, that's just uniformed all over the place. I mean, is this Captain Planet or fucking Star Wars? That joke was delivered horribly, but I think you got my point. So we saw a couple of faces we know, but I've always wanted to talk more about why that chick why the general, and I forget her name now, is so horrible to Poe. Like, she just reprimands him in the start when he's stressed out, his commanding officer is ill, and no one knows what's happening, and she's just so irreparably mean to him. When she could have said, hey, we're just out running until we can't go any further. Up until 2 seconds ago, you were the highest ranking officer. I get she was mad at you, but we should probably keep status quo. Like, there's so much that is bad in all of that interaction. I don't know who the hell wrote that. It felt like it was just wrote to be like, he's cocky, so he's a bad person. But, like, Poe only shows throughout the entire series that he only cares and tries to help. So, there's just so many inconsistencies. So, MC, last week we had that James guy from Small Screen, which everyone should go follow Small Screen. I really do keep meaning to put up a graphic for that, and I will get to it. But Small Screen knows this stuff better than I do, and they actually have inside information where me, it's just filling in blanks and theorizing, that's all I claim to be, as a theorist. I don't actually know any of this shit. But he pointed out that when it comes to Star Wars, I sort of spend some time filling in the writing blanks for them, and I have been doing it with the new Marvel properties. But I mean, and as I said to him, with these two properties, given their history and that there are all these blanks to fill in, and they've written this background lore and stuff, and so I feel like in these cases, I'm right to attempt to find deeper meaning, at least until we find out different. And though the MCU seems to be go in a different direction at times, they're still they still write a lot of good content. Oh right, we have the ice planet too. Snow, yeah, Hoth, you're right. Sorry, Scotty Maggs, you're right. Then that's kind of what I said, and that's what we're here to do. But he pointed out that a handful of what I was talking about, like, all right, no, you're right. I really reached there, and I just want Star Wars to be better because it's been so bad, and I'm not one of those deniers that it's bad. They're not writing it for me anymore, and they're denying some of their best properties. Although Andor looks good, like it looks like it's going to be fun and exciting. Rogue One, if you squint one eye, is a really, really good movie. It's new characters, which is what we complain about they're not doing, right? Like, Rogue One wasn't well received, so they're like, all right, we'll make Solo. And they're like, oh, we don't want that either. So do you want old characters rehashed, or do you want these new characters and stories? And I mean, Rogue One's a new story, and I liked it, so I'm glad that they're continuing with those characters, and just, the Skywalkers are over here. We know who Darth Vader is, but we're working over here. The way Clone Wars was, the way Rebels is, the way Resistance is. And, right, yeah, and that's the thing. It runs in perfectly, and I get Leia's still in it, but that's what, like, if you're gonna force the Skywalkers on us, still make it cameo, make it background, make it, like, I wouldn't even care. Let's say they do something else on Tatooine, which, please, for the love of God, I'm not actually suggesting this. I'm just saying if they did, I'd be fine if that story took place at the same time that Luke meets Han at the cantina. That would be an epic background to be able to use, you know what I mean? Those kind of things would be okay, and that's what they should be doing with the properties right now, instead of just rehashing the characters over and over again. Whereas Obi-Wan never really gets his due in the films, right? He's a very much a side character throughout the first 3 Star Wars. He feels like he's there a lot, but the reality is he's not. He's in most of Star Wars, for sure. Like, I get that he's in that, but, like, after that, he shows up as a Force ghost at the end of Star Wars verbally, and then shows up as a physical Force ghost in the middle of Empire, and then at the end of Return of the... Oh, and on Hoth. So, I mean, though he's there, he's just not a mainline character to the story. See, okay, I would be okay with the slug fights. Jesus Christ. I would be okay with that if it happened inside a show, but please, no more Tatooine, no more sand. Like, Star Wars has so many planets, and all they show us is deserts. Like, between Jakku and Tatooine, I'm done. I don't want to see any more properties on these places. So if there's an Obi-Wan 2, he better leave that planet the whole time and not even show him on planet. But hey, we do have another trailer to go. If you want to keep adding points about Star Wars in the comments, we'll get to them when we get back. But the next trailer is actually just a... well, I don't know. Marvel puts out these... They call it clip. Sometimes it's a featurette. Sometimes it's a sneak peek. So in this case, it is a clip. And I'm actually really excited for this show. It seems just... oh, we got a Bongo... Oh, no, that's a contribution with channel points to the Dab Challenge. And I said I would treat those as Bongo Time. So here's a Bongo Time. Alright, so our next trailer is... Or our next featurette is...
Being a Hulk asks for balance.
It's easy.
Little punk!
So I'm clearly nailing it at all these things. When am I ever going to use this as a lawyer?
Jen, when you have powers like this, it's like putting a target on your back and the backs of all the people you care about.
Oh, cool. Yet another way my life is ruined. Thanks, Bruce.
All right. All I've been doing is showing you the downsides of being a Hulk. But there are a few upsides. Our bodies metabolize alcohol at an incredibly fast rate, which means that we can drink so much and not get drunk. All buzz, no barf.
That's good.
it is almost weird that they end that just to black. Like, there's normally a Marvel ending screen, but yeah, so. God, no, please. We've had enough Rock, and if we have to have The Rock, can we just not have him and Kevin James together anymore? I'm done with that. I don't need to see that anymore. Their TikToks, their Reels, their Instagrams, their interviews on YouTube, all of it. I'm really done with Kevin and The Rock. The CIA movie was fucking awesome. They really didn't need to make more. But that aside, I like this. You can kind of see this as a lot of the, like, if you're really paying attention to what's going on in the MCU, it seems like they're doing a lot of passing of the torch. And perfectly goes along, all buzz, no barf perfectly goes along with one of our films tonight, Drunken Master. But yeah, they're showing a lot of torch passing with Stature now being of a much larger age because she didn't get dusted, and of course with Hawkeye giving his moniker to Kate Bishop. Miss Marvel will now be the boots on the ground instead of Captain Marvel, and so on and so forth. And this film's no different. It seems like the Hulk is passing on his legacy to She-Hulk, which I wonder if we're now going to get the Desert Hulk, like after She-Hulk and another property, or World War Hulk, because it's all fun and games in this, but I think it's leading to something much darker. And I think, as a lot of people are talking on the internet, I think we're leading to Planet Hulk or World War Hulk, where you have Blonsky and you have... I think it could be repercussions from Sakaar, because, I mean, there was a lot of different aliens on Sakaar, and Hulk, you know, was popular, an athlete. Just saying. There could be some Sakarian children coming that are Hulk powered, and I think we could see a version of World War Hulk. Exactly, Will, and that's a good point, because yeah, Superman and Supergirl, yeah. But that's a really good point, and that's what I've been talking about for a while now, that I loved Hugh Jackman, I love Patrick Stewart, and I even liked that Bryan Singer came back around, and all the different writers that came in and brought them back and used them through time, and they got to tell a great story through 3 decades of writing, and they got to tell that story also through 3 or 4 decades of time inside their universe. So, I mean, they did a great job, but let's wrap on Patrick Stewart, and that doesn't hurt my soul as a Marvel fan. I love every property he's in, with the exception of X3, and even that has some of its own charms. Not sure why they didn't just tell the real story, but whatever they did at that point is what they did. So yeah, I agree with you that, you know, I'm done with Hugh Jackman too. Like, he's like 6'3". Like, can we not get a bulky dude that's 5'6"? Like, maybe Tom Cruise can do it. He'll bulk up. No, I'm kidding. And I like everybody talking about the dude from Kingsman. I can't remember his name off the top of my head right now, but Percy? Or no, that's his name, and Percival's then his name in there. I can't remember, but I think he would be a great Wolverine as well. So we have other options, is all we're saying, and it would be nice to see more new blood in Marvel, because I liked Kamala Khan from, or that's the character's name, but I like the girl that played her in No. And that's, I even contemplated that, like, has Ryan Reynolds run out his time as Deadpool, and that maybe now we can get a new Deadpool. I know it's really soon and they're planning other ones, right, that'll bring him in, but I mean, Ryan Reynolds is 15 years older than me, so he's like 55, I think, or 52 or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but listen, if you want to have that conversation, you tell me, but I will defend why that's not a bad movie. I will, yeah, so I'm excited for She-Hulk. I think it's going to do a good job. And yeah, so again, since I'm alone, I am sorry, guys. There are times where I may have to leave for a moment, but there is a video I want to play while I am gone, just to check on my dog. I have an elderly bulldog, as MC can attest, and she needs a lot of attention. So I will be right back. And here's just a recap of, since we were talking about Marvel at the time, here's kind of a recap of some of the stuff we saw from Marvel in the last, 14 years.
Everybody wants a happy ending. But it doesn't always roll that way.
I cannot do that again.
You think you're the only superhero in the world? Mr. Stark, you become part of a bigger universe.
Price of duty. Freedom's life's great lie. It's a price I'm willing to pay.
Oh, it's intense.
I know what it's like to lose. You feel so desperately that you're right. Yet to fail.
He was always a little crazy, right up until the end. He spent all day in the forest with imaginary friends, until one day his mental health, it took a real downfall. He said, I hate all of my friends, and I wanna kill you all. Christopher Robin. Christopher who? He wants to kill Winnie the Pooh. Christopher Robin. Christopher who? He wants to kill Winnie the Pooh.
Welcome back. Sorry about that. No, I am 40, so I guess I am only 5 years younger than Ryan Reynolds. I thought I was much older, or much younger than Ryan Reynolds. Oh no, Guardians. Yes, it is. It is a dumb Chris Pratt space movie comedy. However, it is also very heartfelt. It has a whole bunch of marketability in Groot and Rocket, and like there's a good story. Like, I mean, these are great stories that are kind of underappreciated inside the comic book universe even. And there's a lot of characters that are revealed by the second one that are like the real original Guardians of the Galaxy and so on and so forth. So like there's a lot of really, really good stuff there. I am, well, if we're doing that, I would be like $40 and like 22 cents. That was bad math. My birthday was in April, right before our 420 stream. Right back here. So we still do have one more movie to talk about, and Bobco, welcome. How is everybody doing? Well, bongo time for Bobco Plastics. This is our. I wish I had that same audio that. Oh well, thank you very much, Bobco. Bongo time to you. Our movie picks this week were movies that you watched over and over again when you came about the age that you could kind of pick whatever you wanted to watch. And I have a heartfelt story that involves my grandmother showing me these movies over and over again when she babysat me. And we're about to talk about my pick, but earlier we talked about The Drunken Master from Jackie Chan in 1978. 1994's Cutting Edge, and that was our fan pick this week from Beef Nips. And yes, our final pick was Bloodsport, and that was my pick. And yeah. So I want to talk about Bloodsport because I think it is one of the best action movies of the 80s. This movie was filmed, edited, and finished before the mid of 1986. Shelled for 2 years, shopped around, and eventually made it to out with a couple small production companies and a small distribution company, and then inevitably got a much larger rollout later. That is awesome, Bobco. I have a bunch of stories with my grandma that tie into this film, and a couple other ones. Like when she'd be watching me and I'd go stay at her house, like we always made a lot of Italian food together. We'd play cards together. It was time to go to bed, because I always slept on her couch, and yeah, we'd always put on movies because she wasn't ready for bed at 8:30 at night, and she'd sit there smoking her big Benson and Hedges 100s. Because I'm old enough that people just smoked in the house with children. It didn't matter. Sorry, our sponsor is texting me. Yes, please, if he's watching, stop by. If not, I now have to answer a text to our sponsor because he was going to drop off some of our beautiful product to continue the show. So, sure, still streaming. Sorry, we're pros here, right? You guys call it all the time. Yeah, so when we go to bed, I'd always end up watching, like, there's about 6 movies in the rotation, but primarily it was Bloodsport, Tango and Cash, and I usually fell asleep in the, like, first 10 minutes of Tequila Sunrise. I mean, if you watch any of these movies, there's a lot of sex scenes in them, so it's really awkward that I watched these at that age with my grandmother. But, hey, she was a cool old lady, what can I say? This movie's about the movie is adapted from the stories of a Canadian man named Frank Dukes, who says he went to Asia. He's a jiu-jitsu martial artist from Canada and was in the Canadian military, I guess, and says he went to Asia and fought in a no-holds-barred, full-contact martial arts fighting tournament where he won it, like, an immense amount of times and so on and so forth. And so, but I mean, all that aside, whether it's true or not, there's a whole bunch of speculation that it's just kind of all bullshit. So it might not be true. However, Sheldon Litchie got his hands on this story, went out and got to know Frank Dukes. Frank Dukes became a good friend of his. He did all the fight choreographing. So if you've seen Bloodsport, then you would you know that this movie has genuine awesome fight scenes. And this isn't a fight scene, but we talked about Forrest Whitaker earlier. And before we talk too much about Sheldon and the rest of it, the scoring in this is amazing. All of these songs are written for this movie, okay? Because, like, there was not a song before this film that repeated the word kumite over and over again. And this is my favorite song in it. I sang along, and my wife looked at me weird because I can hit these high notes in falsetto, and it's what I do in my band as well. So here's my favorite clip in this film.
Just stay out of it, pal. It's not your business, okay?
I ain't your pal, dickface. Look, Frank, the government has invested a lot of time and money in you. Uncle Sam can't afford to let you get hurt.
I won't get hurt.
That's why we're here, to make sure of that. Don't make it tough on us, Frank.
I'll be in the airport in 2 days.
It's not good enough. Frank, read my lips. We are taking you back now.
I may have cut this much
Don't
longer
make us
than
use
I
50,000
intended to
volts
cut
on
it.
you, Frank.
Oh, no, sorry.
Excuse me. You want to shit box? You just stay put, okay? Stay put.
Everyone you win, everyone you choose, everyone you chase, everyone you lose. Every time you cry, every time you lie, everywhere you look, they just never know. And ain't it strange, strange,
Okay, so that I mislabeled that clip entirely. It was the wrong song, but still a really fun scene. And yes, I wanted the Forrest Whitaker scene also. But yeah, Forrest Whitaker is way young. Now, since you guys talked about Thor so much in the chat, I might have to just detour slightly. I know, surprise. It's really hard to get me to detour, right? But let's do a dab before I do, because yeah, Thor is one of the better Marvel properties, but I used to say you can skip 2. However, now you have to see them all. Cutting Edge. Like, they all aged fine. There's nothing wrong with anything in them. Even Drunken Master, when there's kind of a scene where he's a bit of a chauvinistic pig, he gets the shit beat out of him by his aunt. So, I mean, all of them kind of hold up. Like, there's a whole scene with a Saudi Arabian guy not far before that scene where, you know, Frank Dukes pretends to bet with the guy even though he knows he's going to win, so on and so forth, just to peacefully get her out of that situation. Like, I mean, there's a lot of good scenes in all of these films that I think all aged well, but Cutting Edge actually talks about a couple of things that's still very relevant today and how we allow sports to treat people and treat youth and stuff. So, yeah. Dab time, everybody. Ooh. Beef Nips, welcome. I was waiting to see if you were going to join chat at some point, but we talked about Cutting Edge, and I just want to say I really like the movie. I think it made some good points, even like after the good points it makes in the beginning and in the end, and kind of all the way through. Like, there's a whole subplot of how she's really unhappy, and you know, they paint her to be a bitch when in reality she's never had a life besides that, so on and so forth. But what I enjoyed a lot was those messages. And past that, it's a really fun and well put together, atypical rom-com. Like, we see these archetypes in Han Solo and Leia, and you know, the grizzled with the princess. We see it, you know, obviously parodied in Spaceballs and a handful of other properties. I had other examples earlier, but we've gotten higher and I forget them now. But yeah, great pick. I actually enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a real movie that I actually enjoyed watching. So, and I'll probably watch it again with my wife because time ran out and she wasn't able to watch it with me because we were doing other things. So I watched it like middle of the night. If anybody was in Discord last night, yeah, but really enjoyed it. So, good pick. Thank you very much. So yes, our final movie we were talking about is Bloodsport. Sheldon Lecce wrote a handful of other films that I'm sure all of us know. He wrote Lionheart, Rambo 3, and Double Impact. Yeah, he obviously found a phase of writing for Van Damme, a couple other of the B properties he wrote. But, I mean, if I'm being honest, Rambo 3 is my favorite Rambo. Cauterizes a hole that's blown right through him with an explosive arrow. Like, it was great. So, yeah, that was the screenplay writer, and I think the person that started the direction, but I think they ended with another director. It was actually shot in one of the most dangerous places in China, which is, strangely enough, now has been all bulldozed and become a park, but it has been kind of, even throughout history, that land has always been relatively dangerous till now. Anybody ever see the sequels to this movie? Because I knew one existed, but it was number 3, so I figured there was obviously a number 2. But there's also a number 4. For as far as my fun facts for my film go. And the final one is that it actually inspired Mortal Kombat. They wanted to originally call Mortal Kombat Bloodsport, and they couldn't get the name, but luckily they couldn't because Mortal Kombat is awesome. Yeah, I think I answered the aged best comments. Bee's Knees. We talked about that earlier as well. Yeah, so thank you, Beef Nips, on that. A couple of things I like. Bolo Young and Van Damme are like best friends, which is the big mean guy. Oh, did I grab the image? I did not remember to grab the image. Or if I did, I didn't add it, which is fine, which was the atypical shot that everybody had in the poster when we were young, which I'll just grab quickly here and it'll just come up on screen. New source. And of course my dog is up again, which means we may have to take a small break again to not have him wake my wife. There we go. Here's the poster that I remember having. My cousin had on his wall that I wanted. Van Damme kicking Bolo Young. But yeah, this is just a great choreographed film. Like, the fight scenes are great, even if the storyline isn't perfect. And I had a lot of fun watching it. Again and again, I watched this as a child. My grandma was really fun. It doesn't get deep into any social commentary or anything, but as far as fighting films go, or martial arts films go, this one is a particularly good one. It's like the choreography is just epic. No, she doesn't get a concussion in that movie. He does. Schmoopy, sorry, answering questions way back in chat. And Schmoopy, it'd be funny to know that Grandma Agnes is who I'm talking about when I say I watch these over and over again with. Like, I watch Bloodsport over and over again with Grandma Agnes, and there's a sex scene in it. It's really weird, right? But Run, Ronnie, Run. Okay, so when we typically pick with some sort of theme in mind, which we've been doing for the last little bit. And considering Cronenberg, I think we'd be going with weird and unusual. So if chat has any suggestions for weird and unusual, I'm going to leave you with another music video quickly, and I will be right back. So here is Zazzy's band, 30 Going on 13, doing Let's Start a Band.
Let's start a band. Let's play some tunes about some shit that hasn't mattered since 2002. We got old, but we never grow up. It just takes more drinks to make us throw up. Let's start a band. Let's play some dirty punk rock shows in dive bars like we're not all in our 30s. We got old, but we never grew up. We're just stoked when our adult friends show up.
Hey, you made it!
Yeah, we found a sitter.
Sweet. Thanks for coming. We can only stay till 10. What time do you go on? Shit.
We die of old age. Let it be on stage. Playing for 10 people for less than minimum wage. Let's start a
And we are back. Sorry, just a quick check on the pop. So yeah, that was our films for this week. Now we are on to our picks for next week. I take a deep breath there. I just ran up and down a bunch of stairs to check on a dog. Who's Steve? No, Zach is the drummer. Do you mean Zach? The other guy. Yeah, so we're gonna go with weird films, and I'm going to be picking David Cronenberg's, or we have already arranged to pick David Cronenberg's new that's all right, Bobco, we are all stoners here. You're allowed to get things wrong, no problem. Are you? That is awesome. I am a bass player and a guitar player, and I attempt to serenade crowds, but it doesn't usually go that way. Yes, we're doing Crimes of the Future, David Cronenberg's new film. And I think we wanted to pick our other favorite Cronenberg films and just kind of do a Cronenberg film, review week. But sometimes that kind of gets jumbled up into, like, they're all good and then just getting into conversation, but we're going to try and keep them separate. And Scanners is great. So I'm not sure if what do you think? You guys think we should do our favorite Cronenberg films, which would probably involve Videodrome and... I always forget the name of Zach's favorite. It's the one with Jude Law, the video game one. Existence. Or should we just do strange films and... Yeah, let's do strange films, and you guys can put some suggestions in the chat. To further the things we were talking about a minute ago, there are a couple other things that dropped recently that we are going to check out and talk about, because they're part of geekdom, and I mean they're doing a lot better than some of the they look a lot better than some of the stuff coming out right now, or that this company has done in the past. So we have gonna pause that there and jump in over here. So yeah, we're gonna check out the trailer for Black Adam, and then talk about that a little bit and kind of where that takes place in the DCEU, or if it even does. Corn Nips has been talked to death. Corn Nips is our favorite. We are all corn. We are Corn Nip.
Black Adam, what have your powers ever given to you? Nothing but heartache.
I was a slave until I died. Then I was reborn a god. My son sacrificed his life to save me. Now, I kneel before no one. In this world, there are heroes and there are villains. Heroes don't kill people. Well, I do.
My vision has shown me the future. You have two choices. You can be the destroyer of this world, or you can be its savior. That's up to you.
Behind you! Did he just catch a rocket? He got a rocket.
So, what do we think about that? Now, okay, to be honest, the number one thing I take away from that is that they've introduced Dr. Fate, and that's huge. Dr. Fate is a great character. He is kind of omnipotent almost. Well, he's not really. Like, he's a human who gets an artifact, a helmet, that grants him all this weird infinite power, but if he ever takes it off, he starts to age and stuff, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff I'm forgetting about the character, but Pierce Brosnan is clearly Dr. Fate, and I can't wait to see this guy. I can't wait to see him do it. Maybe he'll finally do a character serious, unlike James Bond. I have not heard of Spiderhead, and it's got like Chris Hemsworth in it. Not heard of it yet. But Black Adam looks good. I'm not sure how everyone else feels about it specifically. It looks exciting. I like the idea that a hero is going to kill. However, I'm guessing the overall arc of the film is going to be bringing him to the idea that he shouldn't kill. So, there's that. Bongo time. Been a while. Like, I like when we have things like Batman murder, like beating people to death, or the Killing Joke where he breaks Joker's neck. But it does look like a good film to me. And thank you very much for that segue, Rusty Pride, because guess what we're going to watch next?
I don't deserve these powers, if I'm being honest. Like, what am I even contributing? Ow! There's already a superhero with a red suit with a lightning bolt on it. Aquaman is literally huge and he's so manly. And Batman is so cool. And I'm just me.
In case those that remember about this character, Shazam is also, like, it's a child, right? This is a little kid. Not my Flash. Yeah, so this is a little kid playing this part. So this is a lot of existential dread for a child to have.
I feel like a fraud. It doesn't matter. Anyway, the wizard gave me superpowers. And then everybody got superpowers. Where's everyone going?
To fight crime?
Okay.
Now everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, and I'm the only one trying to keep it together.
You understand I'm a pediatrician, right?
Come on!
Now let's get down to business.
Listen to me, Billy. The fate of your world depends on it. The daughters of Atlas are coming for you.
Children stole the power of all the gods. This is very personal, Billy.
Look, I might not have as much experience as you, because I'm not super old like you. But I've seen all of the Fast and the Furious movies, lady. It's all about...
Okay. Like, I wish I had a record scratch noise, because I would use it right there. How is he going to talk to Helen Mirren, who's in Fast and the Furious, about the Fast and the Furiouses? Like, I get that we're supposed to just suspend belief, but I mean, come on. But anyways, the rest of that looks really good, and we're going to continue watching it. That part just... I really wish I had a record scratch sound for right there.
Family! Guys, that was a signal!
Introducing the star of our show. His name is Shazam! Now let's get down to business.
Your world will not survive this.
I don't know how we fight powers like this.
You think I know how to fix this, dude, but I really don't.
Billy, everyone can be worthy. Let's give it a chance. Now go fight for your family. Go fight for the world.
I just threw a truck at a dragon. I love my life.
Family. So, yeah, that is Shazam. I think it looks really good. The Helen Mirren thing's funny, but I mean, come on, they couldn't find anything else to reference. I guess it fits fairly well for what the scene is. So, all right. But yeah, I think that looks really fun. A good continuation. There's some good existential dread in there. So, but I mean, Rusty, maybe they shouldn't. Maybe they should be all over the place, and maybe because we've had, they shouldn't just try and, I don't know. The comic books, their different characters are different, right? Like, they have, like, Shazam has that tone, and then Superman has his tone, and in crossovers, the tones change inside the comic books, and that's what we should be seeing inside these movies, is a different tonal change. So in the sense of, like, look at Marvel, where everything up until recently has been the same sheen, the same tone. Again, that small screen video we watched last week that talks about it. Where DC is at least seems to try and pick different lanes for different features, different properties. So I don't know. I don't have a good answer for DC to fix their weird ass world. I forgot that we had graphics for Ezra, but I feel like I want to leave Ezra alone for a while. Man, that person is messed up. But yeah, so Shazam's fun, but you got Black Adam, a Shazam. I guess in some comics they're friends, in some comics they're enemies, and sometimes it just depends on where in the storyline you are, which they are, I think. Again, I didn't read a lot of DC. Not a lot of their properties really got to me in that way, where Marvel seemed to have much weirder shit going on in the 90s. And I really liked X-Men, so... yeah, parts of them. Definitely. But so does parts of Marvel, right? Like... or maybe not. We spend a lot of time critiquing these, but I do think that DC sometimes takes risks that Marvel doesn't. And they don't always land, but I got to give them some credit for trying some different shit every once in a while. Well, I mean, he's only in the same universe as Henry Cavill's Superman from the like neck down. The neck up is an entirely different universe. I don't, and that's the thing. They've been trying to tie it together, and they've been force feeding it to us. And I think the Flash was going to be one last shot at kind of doing the Flashpoint paradox, resetting everything, setting some ground rules for the future, and then just building a universe dealing with the repercussions of that event. And it would have been okay, I think, in the end, even though I gave them a lot of shit for it. But now with all the reshoots and entirely abandoning, 3/4 of the film to reshoot it with a potential new Flash, it leaves a lot of room for, oh crap, what are they actually going to do? Yeah, Netflix already made... No, is it Netflix? WB already made The Flash a rom-com. I would like to see darker Flash stories. Like, they touched on the Flashpoint paradox where he goes back and tries to save his mom, but I mean, I would like to see the much darker version of that being told. Bees Knees, thank you for hanging out so long. Let's get a dab time in for you for hanging out all night and being such an awesome person in the chat. Bees Knees, what's your favorite weird movie? Favorite weird movie? I mean, a movie that, you might not tell everybody you like. All right, so right before you go to bed, what's your favorite weird film? Like, again, one of the other films you're going against here, one of the other films being picked is Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future. So Cronenberg is a bar for weird. Hey, no. Oh, right. Is that out fully? No, that's I might check that out. But no pressure if you don't have one right off the top of your head. I don't want to keep you up any later, but if you can think of one before you go to bed, let me know. As for everybody else, we're only rounding the 2-hour mark. Is it out on digital? I might have to watch that. I haven't even seen a trailer. I saw him do an interview where he talks about it, and there's a clip in it. I'm like, okay, I don't want to see anymore. Like, I want this movie to truly be a surprise. And normally I'm taking everything on and analyzing it before it comes out. So this one I think I'm going to keep as a slight distance apart. And I think that's pretty much all DC really released at Comic-Con. Yeah, the Shazam and Black Adam trailers, I think all DC really did at Comic-Con, but I don't think they talked much about their future. And of course, Marvel, with everything that they've released at San Diego Comic-Con, which now I have to go all the way back to here. Yeah, with all this released, we do have the next phase where we see things like the Multiverse Saga. So all these open spots, which you can't see me pointing, so I'll stop pointing on it. I always forget that. But all these open spots are on the bottom image, are Phase 6. And of course they have DC 2003, or Disney D23 in September, which is where, of course, they're going to fill in some of these with properties. I'm sure they've, with a bunch of properties they promised us already that we will be talking about probably this Wednesday. We will be talking about Westworld and a little bit about where these holes get filled in and what properties are going to be there. I'll probably have some new image stuff and new video for you. All right, well, that is one of the two fan picks we're going to do this week because I don't have a co-host to pick with me, so we're going to do Nick Cage's new meta film. I do not remember the name. I don't know the name of it, so I'm going to have to look it up, and I'll put it into our chat in our Discord. And we'll talk. We'll make sure I have a graphic for it on Wednesday so you guys can all see it. Nick Cage meta is all put down, and of course we're doing Crimes of the Future, which I gotta say I've already watched once, and I need to watch again because I don't want to spoil anything, but it feels like I fell asleep at the end and missed something. Beautiful pick. They Live is and we that is one of the first picks we ever did when we started streaming, and that was a long time ago, and no one actually saw us talk about it, so I am perfectly fine with bringing that one back out because it's a kind of film we love. Sorry, we have The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. They Live. So I'm just going to put down who picked each so I remember. Bees and Rusty. And Rusty, we more than trust your opinion here. You have free reign to throw out suggestions all the time because you've more than proven your film knowledge prowess. That was the wrong one. And yes, earlier when I put this up, that was entirely an accident. I did not mean to do that at that moment. So sorry for abruptly putting this on there for you. All right, well, we'll do Spiderhead another week. So where we we talked a bit earlier about what's going on in the future, just to let you guys know. We will have our regular movie night, or movie club night next Monday. This Wednesday will be our regular TV club. Drew and I will be talking about Westworld. And of course, more San Diego Comic-Con stuff, as I just said. This Saturday is going to be our first weekend stream, and I really hope a bunch of you come and check it out. I hope you'll come hang out and let the girls know how much you like their music, because we really love it. Wednesday, I'll have some samples of the music, so you guys can check it out as well. And we're probably going to go live on as many platforms as we can at that time. Yeah, check us out on Saturday for our first musical stream. Monday night, again, we'll be doing our regular movie night. Next Wednesday is going to be our first gaming stream. Not our first. Zach's played Dead by Daylight before, but he's going to be streaming 7 Days to Die on Wednesday the 10th. Now the stream might start a little late. So don't be upset if we're not perfectly on time. But I will be in another country, so I will be down in Florida for a little bit, working on a project. Not an artistic project, just an entirely other part of our business here. Oh, right. We should put that in the about. Thank you. Everyone in here. I guess I'll have to. I can do that, yes, during the next video. Unless anybody else would like to post a link to our Discord in there, because... I mean, I'm always worried about doing this type of stuff while we're doing this, but I'm like, I don't think it really matters. How do I share a link? Copy. All right. Thank you, Didi Marie. She beat me to it. Oh, wow. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much. That's why I love this channel. And why I love following all you guys around. And sorry, Didi, that we poke so much fun while you're gaming. We're just having a laugh in the chat. It's really fun. And your hot tub stream thing was really funny. And in my very quick communique with Snazza, I let them know that it happened. I haven't caught a Corey stream in a long time. Does Corey still stream? I really want to know what that game is. What is that game called? Is it actually called Mind Games? If anybody wants to answer, I have no idea. I don't play a lot of different video games, which is, we actually had a big debate whether I was going to play 7 Days to Die. And it's because Zach pitches every game like it's about, like it's all about the crafting, because that's what he likes. And then I'm like, can I not just fucking go walk around and gather shit and then you guys craft it? It's like, oh yeah, people do that all the time. Okay, that's what character I want to be. Wow. It's just so funny. Yes, I bought the first thing this morning, and it almost wrecked my video card because it started to overheat. That was a big dab. Woo! That felt good. But yes, Swoopy, I bought the boots, okay? I was just messing with you. And thank you for hanging out so long with us. And goodbye, Bee's Knees. I look forward to watching your pick again. And we will see you hopefully Monday so you can talk about it with us. Oh, the game's called In Sound Mind. Okay, thank you. And yeah, that dab was for Bee's Knees. These are good picks. I'm very happy about this. We did, although I hope this doesn't rehash the Nick Cage phase, because we kind of got stuck on a big Nick Cage phase for like, was it 2 or 3 weeks? I can't remember that we did all Nick Cage movies. But man, he has so many good movies. Like, Willy's Wonderland is amazing. So I really do look forward to him acting as himself, but not and over the top. So that should be really, really good. Yeah, and so music will continue to... Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place here, but music will continue on past this weekend. We will have more and more bands. I think our next band, again, is going to be 30 going on 13. So, again, the format's going to be... They're going to do a set. That's going to be anywhere from 3 to 8 songs in each set. And then we'll do a bit of an interview, and then we'll do another set. And there'll be interactions. So I'll be posting up all of their socials in our next, and I hope you go follow them in advance. Learn their music if you want. I think it's really good. It's on Spotify and every other social media, but it's called Not That I Care. And actually, I could probably get some of their socials up even tonight. Yeah, so this one's for Dee Dee.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, and you'll never be a fag hag.
They're flappy and slappy. They make me very happy. They make me want to bust out into song.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a pair of knockers to make Dutch gag.
I'm scouting the mountains for lactose fountains, memories to make Russ Meyer cry.
The sight of your breasts makes me quake. I don't even care that they're fake.
My heart and soul are yearning to feel. I know if I can touch them, they're real. Woohoo!
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a pair of tatas that will not sag.
We call them whoppers, poppers, big gobstoppers, Godzillas that will crush you in your sleep.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a leather teddy and a ball gag.
Bazoomas, palookas, guns like bazookas, Pia's puppies pushing in your puss. How's that for alliteration?
All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags.
I am muted. So that was the image for their band. Fuck.
I'm a pro. That's what pros do. I'm a professional. Look it up in the book.
This is the image for their new album or their new EP, I think. Their socials are in the chat. You're right. Yeah, so check them out. Not That I Care. You can find them on Facebook, Spotify, and a bunch of other places. And they will be live here and we'll be going from our other location, Smokingham Palace, which is where 30 Going on 13 secret band location is. Past that, we have, well, you guys all know 30 Going on 13, and then we have a new band that's we've been working with before. We filmed with before a couple times, The Tangents. They are joining the 420 show, which is coming out obviously in April. But they will also be coming to do the show, as I think I've seen them live more than anybody, just for the amount of times I've seen them do playthroughs and stuff for stuff we filmed. So, and yes, we definitely need a buzzer for me. And oh, sorry about that. My phone fell over. But yeah, I don't think we have a whole lot more to talk about tonight, at least not in our general topic list. When I don't have another person countering me on my points, I guess it goes a little quicker. But yeah, there will be, Drew will be with me on Wednesday. Zach and Drew or Ryan or some combination of those four people, and which is me included, will be here next Monday. Again, the gaming stream next Wednesday, as I will be out of country. But I will be back by the following Monday, where we are going to talk about They Live, the overwhelming weight of extreme talent. Shit, I didn't write down the full name, just Nick Cage Meta, which is fine, but it was right up here. A little further up. Oh, weight of massive talent. That's it. Yeah, so I'm really excited to watch those films, especially They Live again, because it's one, it's on the list of probably my top 100 films. There's so much more chat right now because all I keep seeing is muted. which I'm not currently muted, I hope. Yeah, I think we may be coming to an end, and we may have to find someone to raid. Which last night, with the channel I was watching, was it last night? Yeah, last night, Sabrina solo show, right? Yeah, she raided off. No, that was last Thursday. She raided off the main. Oh, she raided off front page. Sorry. Oh, yeah, Ryan. She raided off the front page, and we ended up in Fernanda Ufret, which is this great artist in Chile, who does all these different impressions, like Cartman and Skeletor, and just sits there with a guitar and entertains, and it's called Chillsville. And this dude is just absolutely awesome. Like, he's just such a great energy. And I watched him Thursday, followed him, and if anybody was in Sabrina, they did too. And they, he had a couple hundred people in there. Sabrina brought a good amount, but his average seemed to be about the 300 to 500 mark. And on Saturday, I watched him go from like 500 people at the beginning of his stream to 10,000. So, yes. That dude, Didi. But yeah, on Saturday, he literally went to 10,000 people watching him. And like, there's a point where he literally just choked up. Like, sorry, like, we watched him while we were having drinks around the fire and listening to him. Like that was just awesome for him. And he's so talented and totally deserved it. So if you don't know him, Fernanda Fret, I should really have grabbed the name in advance so I could have put it in chat. But if you hover over the Didi's emote, it should bring you right there, right? Yeah. And then you can follow or go see them from there, but he is really, really awesome, so check him out. But he is not playing right now. However, one of my other newer people that I found, thank you, Didi. Didi Best VIP. So I'm really excited to be gaming with some of you. I hope if you decide to play 7 Days to Die with Zazie and I and Drew, because Drew already plays it. So yeah, we're all gonna start playing it, hopefully cooperatively. It's all new to me. I've not even really watched it being played or watched any playthroughs. So I mean, when I get back from Florida, I'll probably jump in, or maybe 1 or 2 nights before that I will start playing. But I'm also still playing Destiny 2 a lot, because I still really love Destiny 2. Let me get into our back end and check who is available. I mean, there's a bunch of cool people available, so. And of course, after we're done Westworld, we're inevitably going to need new television show content. And of course, if it's episodically released and coming, the better. But, side door, come on in. We're going to stay streaming for a little bit longer, actually, because we're about to be joined by a guest live on air. But yeah, for real, side door. Sorry for the quick exchange with you. If he's coming, we're gonna sit here and do a dab, hopefully. So here is a bag opening of some of his beautiful product, played over by 30 Going on 13.
Let's get dangerous.
Twice, yeah, I did. All right, we are joined by our sponsor, Mad Dab Lab, which I'll get this bong out of your face. And you can check out all of their products at maddablab.com. And he streams, so he's pretty killer at COD and other first-person shooters. Ooh, what do we have here?
Apes in space.
Apes in space. That is fruity.
Yeah, it smells like really exotic. It's so different.
That smells amazing.
From Astro, it's usually so like I guess that's what you get with the XO stuff though. Is it's some more their exotic strains.
Yeah, their pinker bags that they had for a little while was
they all.
It got you like it was all great. It got you all really high, but it got to kind of a point of gassiness. You're like, all right, my lungs are too heavy after. Like, you can't smoke a long session of it.
No, you can't. You can't.
And I mean, I was all about pinks for a while, and then it just got to a point where I'm like, I can't breathe. Like, I'm at the end of a session, like, I literally can't breathe.
So bad. I
and not the way dabs coat your throat, where you just have to breathe deep to get over it. It's really gassy.
When I smoked poppers, they did, like I had to have the gas, like had to have it. And it didn't bother me like that because the tobacco, it's kind of like, you know, when the chemicals and it soothes your throat. But ever since starting to smoke green, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm more a fruity person now. Like, definitely. The gases just fuck my day.
And Jordy streams as well on... what's your channel name?
Jordy Love? Yeah, honestly, I forget my own channel name. Because I always think it's Empress Love, but yeah, it's Jordy Love.
And I don't know what you play.
I play like a bunch of stuff, honestly. Like I played Valhalla on there. I've done like the old school, like it's Tricky. What's the game called? SSX.
Yeah. So a lot of RPG stuff.
Yeah.
World building and RPG stuff. Because I know you also play
Skyrim you were playing.
Things like Minecraft and you and Zazzy have talked about other world building things where you have to like mine shit and build shit.
Yeah. Like RuneScape and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like games like that. I've been playing COD with him a bit.
Oh, they're all calling for Bongo Time.
Arrested Development is a good freaking show. I just rewatched it not long ago.
Oh, right. I called for a show. But, yeah. But I want, like, if we're going to do shows, we got, like... The original idea for TV Club was that we'd pick cartoons and do arcs. Because we can't reevaluate, we can't go over, 10 seasons of a television show from scratch, but newer shows that only have, like, one season to catch up on, or they're brand new, like, when Zazzy is back and we're all here, we're going to talk about Severance, which is a show that came out this year. It was a Prime drop that you get, like, but it was another show that you get all of it at once.
Okay.
So
Severance, it's on Prime, Amazon?
Yeah. Okay. Right?
What's it kind of like? What's its basis?
Have you seen Paycheck?
No.
I've seen it.
Okay, so you find this out kind of in the first opening that the setup is that if you went to work every day, you'd cross a threshold in a elevator, and on the other side, they'd like split your personality in half, so you wouldn't be able to remember the work you do, like the world's greatest NDA.
Okay.
Right? So, but then there's a whole bunch. Then it just tells a really great, weird story around that, and it's got this sci-fi basis that it just ignores at times and just does these awesome things with itself. So it's just a really, really good film. Our good show that we're going to talk about in depth by the end of August.
Okay.
Now, what do we have here? What is this toy?
The new Puffco Proxy, which everybody's trying to get their hands on, apparently. Sold out everywhere.
And
it is basically
Puffco is
a
like
handheld Puffco with no water function, and you can literally, like right now, they got a challenge going on. It's called the Proxy Anywhere. So like you can literally take this out and build modules for it.
I just saw the amount of it.
Oh yeah, or resin that came out of it. Yeah.
I was saying like to you the one day. I just don't know if you heard me that I want to put it in
right
like,
there
an
are some pads if you want to.
So we're gonna have an apple, a pineapple.
There's no clean that up with just a couple pads.
Yeah, it is. It hits so clean, and I love that it's in the shape of a pipe.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That makes me so happy.
That's really cool.
Oh, sorry. Yes, HBO. Yeah, sorry. Severance is on HBO, so you can get that on Crave.
Okay.
Here in Canada, you can get it on
I'm like,
Crave.
how have I never heard of it before?
Crave, where you got to pay for the
I've been
HBO
on the
and
Amazon
Prime,
a bunch, but
like,
yeah, we don't have the Crave.
Prime has
No.
HBO, you have to pay for it, don't you? Extra.
Yeah, you can. Okay, so yeah, you can pay for it on Prime, or you can get it with Crave.
Yeah.
If you're in Canada, Crave is only Canada.
Oh, okay. I didn't know Crave was only in Canada.
Yeah, it's owned by Bell.
Oh, is Bell Canadian?
Originally, yeah.
Bell Canada.
Shit. Okay, I didn't know that.
Josh's grandparents actually put all the original lines up. His grandma ran the.
Is it still heating up, or?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
ran
like,
the.
Wait for the
buzz.
buzz.
When you transfer the calls.
It buzzed, I swear.
What was it called? That person used to transfer all the calls back in the day.
Oh, an operator.
Operator, yeah.
Operator.
Yeah. My grandmother was an operator for Bell back in the day. So you made a call,
Like,
go to her.
you
so like
go
so
one
no,
when you press
no,
like
no,
one?
there's no one. There's just you pick up a phone
And
that's
ask
it.
somebody
And you
for
ask
somebody
them-
else.
Yeah, that's it. That's how it worked back in the day.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah. And there's only like you can only call.
Not in our time.
No, not in our
Well,
time.
okay, but there was something else in our time that's weird that not a lot of people would know about now, which would be party lines.
Party lines, yeah. Where you can literally have like,
So like Cottage
phones.
Country,
Yeah, that's exactly.
this is where the last place was, but Cottage Country was all one phone line.
Mhm.
So you just pick it up and anybody else picks it up.
on the same street.
They just talk.
Yeah.
That's so,
like,
cool.
we had
Actually, I think my friends was like
we had
that
a
when she
house,
was a kid.
and then we had a cottage right next to it, and you can literally talk to the two houses just by picking up the phone. And it's like one of the old rotary phones, so you could like ting the thing, so it would make all the phones ring. Quick.
I know. It's hard with nails.
There you go.
I don't want to break it, my nails.
Great nails.
I mean, I know,
Not
right?
double tap, yeah.
I mean,
Just
they're
because it
definitely
only
not
does
gonna
like a 10-second heat after.
So yes, we actually still have party lines in parts of Ontario.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my friend did still like in
Well, it's
high
just a
school
line,
because she
right?
lived
So as
out
long as
in
they
like
don't
rural
disconnect it,
area
it's-
outside Owen Sound near Wyerton, in between Owen
It's
Sound
not
and
even an
Wyerton.
electrical line. It's like literally like the old school wire.
And I remember picking up the
Let's,
phone the one time when I was there and hearing someone on it. I'm like, who the heck was that? Because it was her. No one was home, and I panicked. And she's like, Jordan, it's connected. I'm like, what? And she made me feel like an idiot. But that's how it was at her house when I was like in
Bongo
middle
Time?
school.
Apes in space.
I just dropped it. I took the ash catcher off because it was it's been used all night. So let's get rid of the dirty.
It's a little
clean the
mucky.
water. Yeah. So our picks for this week coming are They Live, Nick Cage's new movie where he plays himself, the unbearable weight of massive talent, and the new Cronenberg film Crimes of the Future.
So what, it's like a biopic?
No,
No?
it's a movie
It's like
where he
playing
plays
himself.
himself.
It's not semi-bio, I guess?
No. It is just weird meta craziness with Nick Cage in the middle playing Nick Cage.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Like, this feels like... Okay, did you ever see Being John Malkovich? Which now seems like a more logical pick to specifically go with that movie, but I can't think of another movie where an actor plays himself as himself in a movie. You know what I mean? Like,
I liked him in Red. It was the best. That's
Where
John
can I dump
McAvoy
this
in
out?
Red.
yeah. Sorry? Where's Zach's ashtray here?
Oh, it's clogged.
Yeah, I fucking suck at smoking these kinds of bowls. Like, I have to smoke my popper bowls. I'll have like massive holes on them, and I'm
That's
still
probably
like that. Like, once I try, I have so
you
many
don't
bowls.
you don't smoke tobacco, but you still smoke poppers.
Pretty much. Like, it has to be a big hole, and it has to pop
That's
really
hilarious.
fast, or I'm like, my lungs are like, can't take it,
you
can't take it. Like,
'Cause
literally.
The tobacco would make it easy for it to
Yeah,
pull through, right?
yeah. So it's like now I don't.
That's a classic Jean-Claude.
I
Van
feel like
Damme.
also smoking tobacco made my lungs not as strong as they used to be. Like, when I smoked nothing but green before tobacco, I could just champ shit. Now I'm like, oh, my lungs. Damaged. Damaged goods in there.
I mean, we started this channel with a hashtag full bowlful, and we dropped it pretty quick because Zach and Ryan can't do full bowlfuls.
Hey, I still do full bowlfuls.
Right? But
I have to.
I had to stop because, like, we'd all be hitting the same amount of bowls, but they'd only be hitting tiny ones, and I'm hitting these gigantic bowls. I'm like, I'm way too high right now.
You have that thing set up, or did you put it away?
What thing?
The stun nets.
Oh, it's right here. It's
right there.
got fresh water, but I need to clean the whole system. But it's not bad. It's just...
Yeah, no, it doesn't look bad at all.
Well, the host probably just probably needs some ISO runs through it.
Yeah, and I just got a new batch of ISO, so we will deal with that. We're going to just take a quick break to set up a new system to smoke out of and have some more fun. Apparently not rating for at least a few more minutes, so hang out with us and stick around to watch us smoke way more weed. We're in a session pretty hard. After that, Bongo Time. Close us out with a Bongo Time. If either of you want to add channels in chat while we're taking a quick break, feel free to add them. Like she stacked you like an inch outside of the bowl.
That's
like,
what I did to me too, though.
That was
That's
like the
probably
unbeatable
why, Yeah,
bowl.
that's probably why they didn't pull.
Like,
I tried
that's
to pack them too big.
That was those are big bowls to begin with.
Cause I did that to me too, and yeah.
1 gram bowl, Jesus. Like literally. If I put a piece of like paper next to that, it would start back on fire. Like that's ridiculous.
Your eyes
The Impossible
are like
Bowls,
water.
amazing. All right, here's Sabrina playing playing Zach's band's Dear Kimberly, and we will be right back with a new smoking apparatus, and we'll take a bowl that big.
You're mighty, I'm morphine for your attention. Hey, Ranger, so cool. Wish you were back, flip my way. Love the way you turn bodies to go. Wish it was just me and you. I wanna fly away on your pterodactyl, and with you by my side, I'll win every battle. You kick so much ass, I wish that you were mine. Hey, Ranger, it's morphin' time. Red Ranger, fuck that guy. He's not even cool. Green Ranger or white, make up your fucking mind. Big Ranger kicks away my blues. You make me wanna hide and lose. I wanna fly away on your pterodactyl, and with you by my side, I'll win every battle. You kick so much ass, I wish that you were mine. Pink Ranger, it's morphin' time. I
Sorry, we're back. We had to rearrange some stuff. And now we're going to use everyone's favorite... I really should be careful with this because I broke his last one.
What? Oh.
The wool piece. Yeah, could you imagine?
I did not break that.
I'm like, it's still at home.
Alright, so this thing is really fun.
Gravity. Science.
This Stunden glass.
You'll notice she times her breaths with the motion so as not to get choked and take the wrong part, unlike Ryan and Zach, who have been trying to teach how to use this thing for like
you gotta be ready for it. You gotta know everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, at first I used to be like that.
But they're usually really high by then, and this is new, like, this is new to everybody, right? The other part I like about this thing is that you can pretty much just hotbox a room with it.
I know,
As we
right?
learned smoking hash on Shisha Rocks that night. So now the...
Damn, go hard though.
So the bongception that we do is now you pack your bowl, you light it, start hitting it, and then I put this in here. Into the bowl as the bowl's creaming and finishing, and that's the air going through your bowl, which I missed my round there, so I'll wait for this one.
And there are different ways to do percolation, aren't there, on the things? Can't you take some of them off?
Yeah, you can take one of them out so it goes quicker.
Yeah, so it can go quicker. And
I think one is already out, actually.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so you can have more percolation.
Yeah, it makes it like a bit faster. You can get more or less percolation.
So many toys to play with. Yeah, that's what we named Bongception. And
Jolioli ain't got shit on us.
I'm like, Jolioli does the world's hottest dab. Like his video is called that.
World's hottest dab. I think someone else did.
We did he did 1300. At that point, people weren't going past 7. Like
there's people done in 2000.
That's
right. Oh yeah,
I've done in 1,000 one.
But what he showed me was an instruction manual for taking a ton of shatter at one time.
Well, you gotta, because that heat, you really gotta have a shit ton to put on because it evaporates.
Like 1 gram.
At least.
That's how I did the gram dab challenge. So the thing is, when people took over their 1 gram dab challenge and did this, like even though when they started it, a lot of people were doing it like this, like hitting it over time, and I'm like, but that's not a dab.
Yeah, it's impossible almost. Like
you're mad dab lab.
I know, but I still
take a position on this.
I don't know if you put it hot enough. And
is
you have
a
big
big
enough
dab
hanger,
a single
you should be able to
shot
do it in
or
one.
breathing it in 30 times?
I'd say if you don't take a breath of fresh air, it could be 1 dab still. But if you constantly are inhaling,
They talked.
Then
Then that's not.
Yeah. A lot of people did. I'm like,
but
we were one of
the Mountain Man. That's one dab.
Okay, and I was gonna bring up the Mountain Man, and the Mountain Man is this dude in the early days of dabs. So like, Mad Dab and I and Jordy go back to kind of the beginning of dabbing coming to North America and Canada, and as
I was blasting.
as extracts changed from one thing to another, which was oils to shatter and like more.
Just keeps getting more and more refined.
Yeah. So, but it like
double pass, triple pass, quadruple pass.
This is not gonna stop.
So I mean, the only way to do 1 gram properly, I think, is to hit it hot, and that's what I did. I hit mine at 1100 degrees.
Well, I agree with you on that.
And I took it all in one breath.
Fast and done.
And like I had this one at 1200 to compensate for the quartz and the bucket for Ryan's, because either way you're going to use more of it. I was using a titanium nail on mine, meaning And I actually called myself out on it that this may be thought of as cheating because my reclaim will process through quicker than it will in that, so mine cleans out.
Yeah.
That's gonna hit and hit and hit and hit.
Where but yours, you're literally hitting it super concentrated, slowly burning it.
Literally,
instead of
the
leaving
whole
reclaim.
But I mean, there was reclaim.
There's still reclaim, yeah.
Well, yeah, like it's all how fast you drop it. Like it's hard to keep it steady when you're trying to do it in one breath.
You have tissue or paper towel down here?
Yes. Where did it go?
Jesse fell on the cement today and ripped his knee open.
Oh no.
Yeah. It's really, I'm good. You can see the blood on his pants.
So they partake in a lot of longboarding, electric board, skateboarding, and shit.
Jesse.
What were you doing? Were you longboarding?
Yeah, I was running actually. So.
You run?
He's actually really fast. If we're gonna be honest, he can go like as fast as the treadmill can go. I can't do that.
I go faster than that.
He can go faster. He can. He 100% can. I get fucking intimidated at like 10. I'm like, oh shit.
The thing, we gotta use the one down in the lower part there because it goes as fast as you.
That thing is terrifying.
You power.
It's like, it's a self-operated treadmill.
That's how they determine how fast you are. Is with those ones.
You don't go on that if you smoke some weed and gone to the gym. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
Well,
although I used to love HIIT programs.
That's what I do. Is HIIT.
When I was really high in the morning. Wake and bake in the car and then do a HIIT program before your workout was awesome.
See, I do HIIT.
30 seconds off.
I hit the barbell.
No, HIIT is cardio.
I know, high intense.
HIIT is
intense
like
interval
intense
training.
Cardio or intense.
High intense interval training.
Training. It can be weightlifting too.
Yeah, you can do it all. It's just pretty much doing it fast.
But you have
like
to cut your weight a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
a lot. Honestly, though, cutting weight isn't so bad though, because like when you're lifting weights, like you always want to be like the best way to target the muscle is to be controlled with the movement that you're doing. So if you're doing way too much, like powerlifting is freaking awesome, but if you actually look at 90% of the strongest people in the world, they're not like super fit. Like tell them to do like 12 at like a low weight, and they probably will be like shaky with it. Whereas because there's no mobility and control, which is actually like the most important thing I feel like in the gym, because now I can do heavy weights like nothing. I feel like so many people go in and they want to just do heavy weights off the hop, but by doing that, even if you do get there, because you will get there, you're not gaining the stability, because you need that like every step of the way on the way up, you know.
I watched the video on the dude that the lifting record of the world.
The shot with Thor.
Yeah, the half-ton deadlift that made his brain bleed and like.
Yeah.
We have the 8th strongest guy in the world that works at our gym.
Yeah, he's.
They literally brought in like stuff just for him, like the big balls things. Like no one's allowed to touch it but him.
It's locked up by lock and key. Like you can't touch it.
He got 8th this year, so next year he's trying to go for beat Thor. I'm like, bro, you're like.
I mean, all that stuff is exactly why farm boys were always the toughest.
Oh yeah,
because they literally moved rocks.
Yeah, it's this guy here, Mitchell Hooper, and that's literally like him. Like he'll be in the gym lifting like fucking 419 pounds, just like poof over his head, like. But he can only do that once or twice, and it's super awesome. Yeah. But like, I would love to see him with like just the barbell like on his back and see his actual control in every single movement and how long he can actually go for.
They do have that. They just don't have to do cardio. Like that's not.
Oh God, no. You don't. If you're doing cardio all the time, you're not going to gain strength. Like a lot of strength is like bulking out and being bigger. Like
cardio is just for aesthetics.
Yeah, like the cutting and stuff.
Well, I mean, it's also for cardiovascular health.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Keep your heart going.
It's a good thing for all people over the age of 30 to do some form of cardio, like multiple times a week.
Yeah, they say like 3 to 4 times a week at least. You should be out doing
5-kilometer walk.
40 minutes.
What?
Workout.
5-kilometer walk is probably the best thing you can do for yourself 3 times a week.
Which is like how long of a walk would you say?
1 hour at the average speed of human walking.
Okay.
The average human walks 5 kilometers an hour.
I'm like 5.5 to 6.
So like when the watch does the whole average thing, when it goes each kilometer, it says like 10,
It might actually be 4.6 or something like that. So maybe
it's like
an hour
12 minutes
15.
average for like walking speed, maybe around 10. If you're
I know that
walking, like, a
5.5
decent
is my normal
minutes
speed because
per-
that's what
so
it is
it's
on the
like
treadmill.
this.
5.5
6K, you can do
kilometers.
6K an hour walking.
I just don't know how long that would take me to do it. It tells you actually in the bottom how long it takes you to that. It does. I've always looked at it. I'm like, what the fuck's that number mean? Why does it change when I go up? Why does it change when I go down? Then I figured it out the other day because I googled it.
Doesn't it actually just say?
No, the
kilometers per
treadmill,
hour?
the one that up here it does, but like down here, like it says 5.5 kilometers per hour, and you go down here and it says it'll say like 40 minutes though, like it'll say way less than that.
Well, what it's telling you is...
And I'm not good at math. I'm not a math person.
It's giving
so.
you the speed that you have to run and time it would take you to run those.
Yeah.
In an hour.
Yeah.
I love how far we've digressed away from our topic.
I know, right? Jordan just got hardcore to the gym.
Yeah, I'm a gym freak. I am.
You used to just play a lot of Animal Crossing.
I still play a lot of Animal Crossing. If we went into my Switch right now, which is definitely my purse. I think it is. No, I left it in the car. I was playing Animal Crossing, so I still Animal Cross. I still get shit done on there. This person said to me the other day that, well, it was actually like months ago. I just realized it the other day. So it was in my request. But they were saying how pathetic it is that I waste so much time on my Animal Crossing. And in worlds like this, I'm going to have a serious midlife crisis because I'm like almost 30, Barry. That's what this person said. It was comedy.
That's amazing.
It's great, right?
Thank you.
I'm going to be playing Animal Crossing till I die.
Do either of you play 7 Days to Die?
I haven't tried it yet. I think I'm down.
We're all about to start on the channel, and it's because your channel can fuck with you or help you.
Yeah, we were talking about it. Yeah, we should start playing it.
With their bits. Yeah.
Zach and I are going to play it. Drew already plays it.
It's free to download?
No, it's like $27, I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
On Steam. I lucked out. Zach has an extra license. So he's like, I accidentally bought 2. I'm like, alright, I guess if you have an extra one, sure.
So it's only PC?
Although now I'm kind of convinced he just really likes to gift me games. And it's just an excuse to actually gift me a game.
Yeah.
I don't think he actually has 2 licenses, but I'm not calling him a liar.
That's like the sweetest thing I've ever heard. Though.
Do you know what I mean? But you guys are
like really going out of his way to gift that game. He's like, I'm gifting the game. He might say no.
It's like, I already bought it,
so I will force
you can have it or not. They're like, alright, I guess I'll take it then.
I love it.
That's
Yeah,
like,
so that's on PC only? It's on Steam? Is it, or is it...
I am the wrong person to ask about most
Do you know
of
if
these
it's
things.
cross-platform where it's at with that? Because
I
I can play it on my laptop, worst case. Oh my god, he's always against my laptop. My laptop's not that bad. It was freaking running RuneScape on it at least.
Where's that? Oh, it's over there.
Well,
So-
yeah, Borderlands wasn't too bad.
So we have a new card. A new card for the graveyard over there on my desk.
What?
My video card died for this computer, so I had to take it out of my computer at work. And I'm going to pick up a 3060 for my computer at work.
I mean, if I had some money, I'd say just buy my old video card, but I can't get the new one yet.
I'm getting a really good deal for this 3060 Ti, and that's more than enough for me. In fact, it's more than my computer can really keep up with, so I won't even use all of its capabilities.
3060 Ti?
Yeah.
Is that better than my 1080 Ti?
Yes.
Oh, well then.
Do you want to go buy the 3060? No.
No,
I need a good video card. I'm going to be doing a lot more processing of video and stuff.
I want the 3090.
He had like the really
That's
new
the gaming
ones.
one, and then there's like the high-end gaming ones, which are like
It's in like 6048.
But the regular standard GT.
That was me
RTX,
guessing. Was it a good guess?
RTX, the
6048.
80 or 90. 90's like an extra fucking $400 bucks.
Well, we're going up a little higher. That's
80
okay.
will do. Cause I just want 120 frames. That's all I want. Okay.
All right, I had this conversation with my nephew Schmoopy last night or the night before. I don't remember, but we talked about like, come on, like
I need it because I play first person against other people.
Yeah, he said that too.
Right. It's not like I'm
and
playing
like, but there's a perception rate at that
so
high.
That
that
guy has a 200 versus my 60, 70 right now. He can see me a lot quicker and smoother. when he's spinning around.
I'm gonna have to look up refresh rates and see if they're.
They say 120 is optimal for like game for like Warzone and shit for like having an advantage.
I feel like we can't perceive much past 60.
Actually, no. Jet fighters, your eyes can be whatever you train them. So my eyes are probably,
Agreed.
right?
Which is also why for most of my life I saw color better than most people.
Like jet fighters, their eyes get trained up to 280 frames per second.
Did you learn that from Top Gun?
No, actually.
I was just wondering.
Where I learned that.
I don't know if I'm going to watch.
It was good.
Maverick.
It was like.
Okay, I'm gonna be
watch
honest.
Watch it just for the action.
I had never watched the first Top Gun.
But like,
so this one starts like I'd never seen it.
I watched it at the drive-in.
And it feels like it just feels like it's an old, like it's set in the time that it was set in. Like it feels so classic too. And then I watched the original one, and I passed out both of them. But either way, it still felt the exact same way. Like I gotta watch them. Yeah, I gotta watch them.
When Top Gun came out on DVD, it was like I think it was a 10-year release or something. I can't remember exactly when it came back out, or if it just was released that way. But it was finally in like 5.1.
Okay, they probably released it.
And it was one of the, I remember kind of being one of the first films that really utilized 5.1 properly. And it's all in that opening sequence where he's racing the jet. And I mean, sitting in my buddy's living room and in my buddy's dad being one of the first people to have 5.1, I mean, like, go out and buy a really nice, large speaker 5.1 system. And, man, did that ever sound like out of this world to be at home. Like, it was theater. I was in a theater. And we were in my buddy's house. Like, everybody else had a television this big and this deep.
Yeah, I remember hearing
with
the
one
first
speaker.
Sound and like the doorbell rang in some movie, and I was like, "Yo, bro, your doorbell." He's like, "Bro, that wasn't my doorbell." I was like, "What?" He's like, "That was in the movie." He's like, "Yeah," but I'm like, "But it rang." He's like, "Yeah, surround sound." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Only like,
I'm 8 years old.
Everybody's like one weird uncle had a real stereo system that connected to their TV. Everyone else just had a TV and VCR, and it didn't really do the same thing.
I grew up in the fucking 90s, and that was my house.
Yeah.
I never had that until my mom literally just got surround sound when my grandpa died, so 2019. Or 2015, sorry, 2015. That was like the first time I ever heard it. So I know what you're saying about it sounds like it's coming. Because I remember hearing footsteps in the movie we were watching. I bugged out. I'm like, someone's fucking upstairs in the house. And I had to go upstairs and check. And my mom's like, no, Jordan, I'm pretty sure it's the TV. I'm like,
well,
no.
I got surround sounds where you can put spears below and above you now. So like a helicopter flies over you, it literally sounds like it's going over you.
My mom's TV, it looks like when you look at it, if you watch certain shows, like the lower budget ones, like actually a lot of the Netflix originals, it doesn't like, it's like you can see the set on my mom's TV. Like it looks so too real.
And that's what I've talked about a lot, that if you don't have, like, to have a television that large and that high quality, you also need to have a spectrophotometer and a computer to calibrate the television, or if it has its own but they all have calibration software. But you need to be able to gauge it on something.
On what you're using.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, my mom's, it looks too real.
Even though it has a game section, it doesn't render it to what you're in.
So like those, originally when HD started and it got really, really big on DVD and then in Blu-ray, that was a big problem. Like everything looked weird. But then you saw it on different televisions, like, but why does this one look perfect? Like,
because they program
it's what I
Yeah.
Like at the Best Buy, they literally they'll show you now.
And then you realize HD, not all HD is built the same. Not all HD is equal.
I need to just get I'm gonna go to my mom's house and just fix for her that knows their shit about it, because I'm telling you, like, some things, and it still is like that to this day. And she got it like 20 when Gemma had puppy. So yeah,
that's all the Dawn where they didn't give us enough options and stuff, but like inside it controls to change stuff properly. But yeah, if you calibrate all those televisions, they look way different.
You should add like a triple bong for like 1,000 or something.
Yeah, we
there's not enough points. Like I have 7,000 or 70,000.
But you can donate 2,000 to the Dab Challenge.
Can you?
I haven't seen you to tell you that we're doing a Dab Challenge. So if we hit the number that we arbitrarily made, which everyone can donate 2,000 per stream, I'm going to do another gram dab, and they're going to each do a half gram.
All right. Well, here I got.
You're at 14.
I can only donate 2,000 max.
Each stream.
Oh, each stream.
Okay, so yeah, just do it like that. 16,000.
See, and that's more like when I thought it. Like I figured it was only going to take 3 to 4 streams. Because 10 people, $2 grand per is usually, that goes at like 20,000 per stream.
23%. Here we go.
So 3 to 4 streams.
And it'll be done. Yeah.
Oh, Beef Nips has done it too. So I guess we need to break out and.
I got a bowl pack.
All right. Well, this is fresh. I need to really put this somewhere safe.
In your bowl.
This is fresh water.
It's like the Matrix bomb.
It is.
That's cool.
And as always, everything we smoke on here comes from, well, them.
I can see why Ryan just sits here and
I'm now sitting in the seat Ryan sits in. And I
And,
feel this.
There's just a lot going on.
No, honestly, I feel you too. Like, I feel like I keep looking out. I'm just looking around at things like, that's a cool little bong right there. That's a little
the
rig.
legendary rig?
Yeah, the little rig there. That's a cool little rig.
Kind of looks like the Eco one almost.
That is Ryan's. It's from a legendary is a great starter company for anybody, right to mid-range, or just the people that aren't into it the way, like, I won't say us, the way you guys are into bongs. Because, like, there's a level of quality in something that is good enough. There's a level of quality where it makes everything a little better. And then there's fashion accessory bongs.
Yeah.
And both of you own all three, right? Like you have the collectors, you have the really good function, and you even just have you have a couple mid-range.
Yeah.
I stop at mid-range, and there's a couple pieces that are kind of nice around here. But other than that,
I invested in a few that are worth a little more now. Some of them are worth less, but most of them are worth more for the most part. Like my BTYG or whatever, Bob the Glass Blower.
Yeah, that BTGB.
Was like my best investment.
It's like a little Yoshi egg with a Yoshi in it.
yes. So there's a series of Mario themed blown glass from 2000, like what? 2010 to 2015 locally. Yeah. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
He did Yoshi, did Mario, all liquid chrome. They were like the $4,000, $5,000.
Yeah, there was the Bob the Glass Blower one there,
But the other one, no, he's talking about the other one I sold, Tasty, the one outside the big stand-up one with the nose that had the dab stick on it.
It
was like green.
They were all like $4 to $7 grand.
Yeah, he gave it to me for fucking.
And see, he gave a bunch of stuff out also that was unsigned. If there was a mistake anywhere in it, he would just not sign it and give it to friends. Or sell it to them way cheaper and be like, that's a hard knockoff. Oh, we're also, sorry, we still haven't done the Bongo Time. Anytime someone does it, we do it.
Oh, yeah, you can't see it over here, that's why. It wasn't in the chat,
So, thank you for contributing your channel points. It almost feels mean because I know I can do the 1 gram again. And I know that Zach and Ryan can't do a half gram. But that's part of the fun, right? Is doing the unthinkable. We got to get back into more stunts. So we were building things. It was so we're looking into getting more stunts going on in the channel as well. But yeah, triple bong is a good idea. That's a good one. Because I've been trying to, like, we sit here and like, what should we do for channel points?
That too.
And Zazzy's all stoned and I'm all stoned. It's like after the thing, we can't think of anything. We're too high.
Yeah, no, it's hard to do that when you just don't.
Right before we were about to go live, or I'm doing 10 other
you gotta
things.
write, like, you should write like half an hour before to sit there and brainstorm, like whatever, or write like a list down.
Yeah.
And have like a prompter, you know? Then you have it on your, you really have like a prompter you can slide through or something.
I love how much, and I watch other channels too that end up talking about this kind of stuff, but like how much production gets talked about.
Or like when you're on your phone and you see an idea or whatever you want to talk about, write it down, put it on a list.
Oh yeah, these are all great tactics that I rarely employ.
Yeah, anyone that doesn't. Well, we're stoners, so we forget.
Yeah. Oh, I just turned that off. I don't know why I turned it back on. Well, I'm glad we got to session further. my nephew messaging me while I'm live. Yeah, so I'm really excited for the films we're gonna watch. And then, have you guys watched Westworld?
That's the like British kind of like Orange is
No. It's Westworld is all animatronic. Like the first season is people pay to go to an amusement park essentially where there's cyborgs and they're all playing roles, and you can be violent or you can be you can get prostitutes or you could rape and pillage or you can just pretty much do whatever you want. And be whoever you want, and then there's a whole other storyline that comes from that, and it's just a really, really amazing show. So we're going to be covering season 4, episode 3 and 4 on Wednesday. But I mean, if you are looking for something,
Crave too, or was that on?
Yes, it's also HBO.
Okay, we gotta get that shit, man. They got so much stuff on there. Isn't Rick and
I
Morty
mean,
on there
it's
too?
also available on the
South Park's on there too, isn't it?
and my
Is it? What is it?
plans tomorrow are I'm coming to your neck of the woods or sometime in the afternoon for a couple hours. But
What is this?
that's my nephew.
Oh.
What was I saying?
I got brain fucked.
Favorite part of yeah, I actually think you guys would really enjoy that. Like
Westworld, yeah.
And it's also in the high seas. Oh, there's a whole bunch of new Rick and Morty content.
That's what it says. Is that on there, Rick and Morty? And
Oh, Rick
South
and
Park.
Morty, is it?
Is South Park on
No,
there?
it's Rick and Morty's Adult Swim.
Fucking A, there's so many different. They get you with the show.
Again, these are all available in the high seas. The Pirate Bay.
Is that what you use?
For a lot of like, especially this older stuff.
Pirate Bay and Yippee.
Okay.
Because
And
like,
what's the other one?
I went everywhere. I looked at every single streaming platform for these films before I go to download it on the high seas, because you can't get the cutting edge on anything. Oh yeah, sorry.
You're just. But yeah, fucking. That. What's the other one you said you use?
Yippee or Y.
Ippy.
Oh yeah, and like Ryan uses Movie Joy, and like there's like that's a streaming. That's like a Cody kind of like. Just go watch it on their website illegally. So there's a lot of ways to do it. It all depends on what you're comfortable with and what kind of...
Terpy TV, too.
And then some people will just figure... Like, I mean, a lot of new shows are just available on something. And I think Rick and Morty... Wait, what... No, I've had Rick and Morty on something. What's it on? Yeah.
It's on Crave, isn't it?
Yeah, it might be on Crave.
I thought so.
It's not on Prime. It's not on Netflix.
Is Adult Swim on Crave?
Yeah.
Or is it?
It's not on.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Right, Bell Media owns Adult Swim.
Okay, so yeah, perfect.
I think
we need
maybe,
to get that.
maybe not. I don't know.
This is what we does it sometimes.
Yeah.
Just like,
I'm really high. We're really high all the time. That's the point of this show.
I didn't pack that one as big. Come on.
Yeah, I just smoked the dab though. That's what I said. I just smoked a huge dab.
Wow, Jess.
Hey, listen. His name isn't His name isn't Mad
Balls
Bong.
Dab.
Mad Bong Labs. It's Mad Dab Labs.
It's kind of weak, bull dab.
And he'll put you down in a dab, won't he?
Oh, he actually will. 100%.
Do you want to go dab for dab with him?
I don't,
Hash
because
rosin?
I know
Live rosin?
I know hash rosin I can't do. Like, he beats me every time with that shit. That shit's fucking like coat your throat, man.
I feel like I'd go dab for dab with you with BHO, but there's no way I could do anything
I could definitely, but not fucking.
Swish is so smooth, but I smoke it all the time. So
That's
it wrecks
why
my lungs.
It's so smooth. It fucking wrecks mine
It's
too.
so heavy.
So
you
heavy.
smoke high temp dab, so you're not smoking like.
No, I'm a cold starter.
Oh yeah, with hash.
No, with almost everything but shatter. Shatter is, I crank her up and drop her hard. That is how I smoke shatter for sure. But every other form of BHO, it is absolutely cold start. The answer is always cold start. Like tonight, I was just doing like 600 degree, and I had a couple little things I was hitting because we were running a little low in extracts, and I left a half gram on my desk. But
fuck, eh? That's how it usually goes. I've been forgetting weed at home like every fucking day, and I get home and then there's no weed. Like this morning, I woke up and had one bowl.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck.
Well,
like, I got
try
tons
not
of weed
to
around
smoke
the house, but
unless
it's like old.
I try not to smoke unless I have a task that is smoke a bowl.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, like if I have to edit video, it's actually better if I'm high. It kind of just it lets me want to hear music and cut down a lot of the background. But if I have to do anything that, especially if I've got to jump around, like I've got to go look at this and I'm collecting information and stuff, I can't do research for the show stoned.
Yeah, yeah.
At least
I
not
have
like
to do
really high.
everything stoned. I gotta do everything. Fuck it. Just bake to the bone.
Bake to the bone.
I mean, it would be interesting to see what would happen on like a full 72 hour.
Mad
No
Dab
weed.
Lab Cruise.
Run full detox, 72 hours.
I actually have done that when I got my tooth pulled. Because I couldn't smoke at all.
How are you?
Yeah, we had animals.
No, I didn't.
Jeez, so
I didn't do anything
Thought
for
you
like 2
smoked.
days. No, I didn't.
You put gauze in your mouth. I'm pretty sure you
Yeah, I did smoke the very first like
Yeah.
hour I was home, but after that I didn't, and it was like 2 days that I didn't smoke. That's
How
why
was
I
your
quit
first
smoking.
bowl after?
I got high as shit, and I quit smoking poppers. I was too scared to smoke a popper because it had been so long. It was like almost 3 days, and I was so scared to smoke popper.
Didn't want
So
to hack and cut anything open.
exactly,
Yeah.
100%.
Get
So
some fucking,
you get infected. Like I was scared for a million reasons, so I refused to smoke. And then by the time I was so far past it, I was like, I'm just not gonna smoke again, and I didn't. And here I am, like several months later. It was
Every
like
time I
March.
take a huge break, my instinct is to want to smoke a pipe.
I don't even remember
Just
what
a
the
little
first...
quick
No, I was
pipe
dabbing
hit,
it.
just to
Puff
be like,
Co.
and then go do a big bong.
I
but-
was smoking the Puff Co. That was like the first thing that I was like smoking was
I find
that
pipes
little
getting
orange
fucking
pipe.
ripped, though. At least they used to before me, because there's like no filtration on them.
Well, and that's why I keep the wooden pipe on me at all times. With the flat, like the prototype with the flap on it. Because, yeah, pipes get you fucked up.
It's just directly
They
into your
do.
mouth, pretty much, like flame to flower to your
That's why this thing it fucks you up
No
twice as
filtration.
hard as the Puff Co. I swear, this thing is like, because it's literally like
Well,
a pipe.
Okay, so there's also
Hash
another reason I think you also hit it kind of differently. Like the
Yeah.
Puffco initiates
It's a
a
lot of air.
true dab hit where you're gonna hit it continuously. Where this kind of I've noticed everyone's like a bit of that, but more of a like hitting it like you would a cigarette. Like
I hold the
vaping
top,
calls it
build it up, and then pull back on it.
vape calls it lip to lung or mouth to lung. Whether you put it in your mouth for a second and then inhale it, or you bring it right in, but that seems to initiate the and like hitting it like you would a pipe, stoking it up. And
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're holding it in, holding the
It's
heat.
like a
'Cause the
pipe.
Conventional oven in there, heating up, and then release the air.
Oh, I don't even hold the top.
I don't
I do.
either.
I
I never.
I
did.
It gives way perfect smoke just with that. Like
Yeah.
it is engineered. Leave it alone.
I know.
Stop thinking you know more better than the machine. The AI is telling you what to do. Listen, we are corn
The
nips.
book says.
Well, that's all. The book is the AI, Jesse.
This guy, what was that guy? One of the glass makers already made like took a big melon and cut it all out and put this in and put a big.
That's what I just said like
straw.
20 minutes ago that I
Yeah.
wanted to do was
Yeah,
put it in
and smoked
fruit.
it out. Yeah, because there's a challenge right now, and I think the winner gets like.
I want to put it in fruit
I don't
or
even know,
something.
but yeah, Papago's doing a challenge. Seeing what you can come up with.
Ooh, I have a great idea.
Because it's really easy.
What's
all
the
you need is a
idea?
whole lot.
I just said I need more stunts. Let's put it through one of the old machines with a pump, and let's grab a tent.
Hotbox a tent with it.
Oh, you can't remove the other one this way. Can you?
What do you mean?
Can you use the other one the same way? Like, no, you can't
The
just
other
pull
one?
it out.
No.
Yeah, no, okay.
Only this one.
It would not work the same, but because I don't think we can. Maybe at max, but I'm more thinking vacuum pressure and fill a tent with all of us in it. But we need like 3 of them.
Yeah, 3 of them, because like you can only put like really half, like not even a half gram in it, or a little overfill and just bubble out. We have to keep them going.
Yeah, it'd have to be vacuum and someone
You gotta
feeding
press
it.
it. You gotta press them to keep them going.
Yeah, but they only last so long. You can only press them 4 times.
Oh.
The battery.
We're gonna figure out a stunt with that thing.
Battery will die quick with the stunt.
Oh,
You're
sorry.
supposed to try
I
a
didn't
bucket
realize
with
we were
it.
low.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
forgot that
make
it
it a
was set for
bucket?
1 and now there's 3.
What,
And Jesse's an
audio?
incredibly low speaker.
Yeah, I'm a low speaker. That's my
But
fault.
freaking
He's a low talker.
a bucket. Make a bucket with it. Put it like in like a bottle or something.
Yeah, like I'm thinking, do something old school.
Yeah, pull it out. That's what I'm thinking too. Make it because it's
There's no
new
attachment
new
to
tech.
this, that'd
Make
be
it
fucking
old school. Well, would it fit in here?
No, but I can have that
No,
engineered for you
yeah,
this week on a
engineer
3D printer.
As I say, just all it needs is the measurements
Yeah. That'd be
and a
cool.
little lip so it kind of suctions in. Cause it's all rubber, so like you just need
You
to be a
just
little.
use that because you can put a
tight.
bowl.
Oh wait, yeah.
Female piece
You
on
literally,
there.
let's see.
Yeah, it's all
You
rubber.
literally could go from this, so it'd be in its normal form, to that,
Yeah, too.
and then you could tag them both in it.
Sundance,
Like, yeah, if there's competition on it, we should do a bunch of stunts with this before I leave.
They're probably, you know, I think I bet you Stuntnet makes an attachment for that anyway.
If they didn't before we do this,
well,
they
because
will.
they already pushed the other blue
Oh.
too. Remember the other vape, and that is an attachment.
Yeah,
on
but
here.
they refuse to talk about weed on anything they do, so it won't get advertised properly.
No, they get Wiz Khalifa to do it, right?
I've been trolling a company on Instagram lately that sells these, like, they're decorative pipes, but all in all, they seem too decorative pottery stuff that I'm like, you're just going to use this for a little while and never be able to clean the crevices enough, and it's going to
that's
suck.
so frustrating.
So then it kind of, and then they do this, like, weird board thing where you grind your weed across it, but it's all soft, like, smooth pottery.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And all their commercials, they do, like, flowers on it. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, we fought for this. Show the real shit or make it a Canadian account. Like, why are you hiding it?
Yeah.
They go, we'll get shut down. I'm like, who gets shut down for showing weed? You're not selling the weed, you're selling the apparatus. Like, Puffco shows smoking. Like, all these companies advertise. Why are you being the company that's still stuck in the 90s and you're getting, like, the most support from the hippie people? I'm like, you're a pussy. No, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be vile against this company. I'm sure they're very nice and they're just trying their best to play inside all the TOSs and everything. But, I mean, why are you taking a step back willingly?
Yeah. That's what so many people are doing. Everyone that went to the legal freaking industry, they all did that.
They're gonna get shut down, but no one's gonna shut you down for weed anymore.
I might have got kicked off an Instagram page that we will not say the name of, but they posted that they were really messed up on a 10 milligram, but the whole world kind of knows that they only do CBD anyways, so why are you messed up at all? The CBD queen. Hey, if that's your thing, just own it.
Yeah.
But how are you getting high on 10 milligrams of CBD?
It shouldn't be. Like, that's the whole point of CBD is there is no psychoactive effect that it'll get.
Your joints should feel better.
You should maybe feel a little bit more relaxed, but not relaxed like I do after smoking enough weed.
Oh, that feels so catty, and I don't mean it to, but it's the truth. But we digress, which means we, at this point, are getting pretty high, and we should probably rack up a Bongo Time and raid somebody as we've hit the 1 a.m. mark, and this is usually the beginning of the, well, I mean, we've gone past 2:30, but we're pretty high. You know you're pretty high when your mouth's getting dry. I think we're going to jump into, well, Jay Muse is going, but Mary Amber is one of my more preferred channels on all of Twitch, so let's go see what she's doing. She usually is kind. So, starting a Bongo Time. Oh, we need another bomb. They aren't, like, that one's the freshest bong. My Marley over there is the freshest bong.
That's the Skittles. That's the ape. Yeah, that's the ape there if you want to have some of that berry.
Oh, I was going to do a swamp weed bowl in honor of Ryan. And just before we go, I must also, I didn't do something tonight that I normally do, which I think is way higher up right there. Oh, crap. Off for too long.
This one's for Ryan.
Well, no, it's well, now I'm going to explain it, which kind of kills it a little bit, but no one ever seems to notice that I make.
Why don't you pass the torch for this one, Jess?
Oh yeah, you want a torch?
Yeah, I'll do this. I'll set it first.
Well, you just let it go through twice with the torch on, and then you should be creamed perfect enough to start. And then you won't need the torch. I've been hitting this shit a lot lately.
You good?
Hi everybody, we're back here Wednesday talking about Westworld and a bunch of other stuff. We're going to raid Mary Amber. I'm hitting the start right there. So we'll be moving over and momentarily. Just waiting for the actual... Oh shit, we already raided. YouTube is still live though. Oh no, we're still live here. What is going on? Now we're about to hit it. I love it that never works. So everybody, stay tuned and stay lifted. And to YouTube, thanks for hanging out a little longer. You never, you just smoke your bowl. Thank you. All right.